Shalom, everybody. Sister Nicole, shalom. How are we? Burger King 5, Tracy, Chris, good evening. Leviticus 11, 27, 28, and owning pets. What are your thoughts? I'm not touching any dead carcasses. So, I don't know exactly. And I saw your email about that, or comment about that on Patreon, I believe. I don't know that exact chapter and verse off the top of my head. So, Tia, shalom. Cody, Donnie, Rockstar, Jacob, shalom. Pat, Jim, Susan Bryant, Daniel, Dennett. All right, get out of here, dog. Ethan, Backwoods, Wendy. The dog tried to do something to a skunk last night. Sister Vicky, shalom. And I don't know what he tried to do, but whatever it was unsuccessful. And he now smells like a dog that tried to do something to a skunk. And I in no way approve this message. So, no, not poor Sam. He's got a fur coat on. He can live outside. He's got food, water, shelter, a modicum of love. He's fine. David Hughes, shaloha. M1A or AR-10? AR-10.
Yeah, here we go with guns already.
Here we go with guns already. Cheaper.
Oh my goodness. Gun talk?
Easier to procure magazines, easier to mount optics to it. You have the issue with AR-10s nowadays, they're more or less cross-compatible. There's interoperability, but there wasn't always. AR-10 would be, now listen, and the M1A is a really nice wall hanger. It's a good gun, but you're talking entry-level M1A is $1,200. Man, you can build a pretty sweet AR-10 with a decent amount of glass, a decent piece of glass on top of it for $1,200. So, yeah, I would prefer AR-10 to M14. Plus, they're accurate as hell, man. My Palmetto AR-10 is obnoxiously accurate, almost boringly accurate. So, Sons of Liberty, what's up, man? That being said, M1A is an awesome gun. Oh, where's the pinky up? I guess we're there. Guys, it's been 30 days. You know what? I'm not doing this for y'all. I'm doing it for me. It's been 30 days. Pinkies up, boys. AR-10 too heavy? Have you held an M1A? It's like 16, 17 pounds with glass on it. Damn, that's good.
liquid Reese's Pieces again.
Yeah. Jerry, pinkies up, boys. Pinkies up. Joshua, bless you. Any thoughts on a Springfield 1903? None. I have no thoughts on it whatsoever. Enjoy the reenactment is the first thing that comes to mind. No, I've not been rucking lately. He has.
I don't want to talk about it.
He doesn't want to talk about it, but he did like 8 miles with 60 pounds, and his everything hurts.
We will
So,
have a drawing
In
tomorrow.
Awesome.
In just over 3 hours.
in just over 3 hours.
That was a little rough.
Yeah. Cheers, everybody. I need to bring JJ over so he can ride a sheep. Bring it. Swimmers or shooters cut. Slow Chuck, 7639, Mac 90. Bless you, Slow Chuck. Thank you. Alex, where's your line in the sand? You don't get to tell me what to do. You don't get to tell me what I can or can't do with my own body. You don't get to tell my family what they can or can't do with their own bodies. You don't get to tell me that I can or can't go to work. You don't get to tell me that I can or can't go to church. Essentially, you don't get to infringe upon my civil liberties. You also do not get to show up and forcibly make entry to my property. So, those are some pretty good lines right there. And you will in no way threaten the people that I love. That's not happening. Carrie, bless you. Sister Vicky says shalom, by the way.
Shalom, Sister Vicky.
Shalom.
So, yeah, you do not forcibly enter my property. You do not get to control my access and egress to the places that I work, the places that I live, and you don't get to tell me or my family what we can or can't do with our own bodies. So those are some pretty good lines in the sand for me. And I just refuse to ask permission to exist. So, HK Mark 23, your high point 45. I don't know, Bew. The high point 45 is pretty much indestructible, but the HK Mark 23, designed to be suppressed, it's got that little locking latch so that you can keep the slide shut for ultra quietness, for tactical, cool douchebaggery things. I'm probably, you know, it's tough, but I'm gonna say probably the high point 45. Robust compost pile. Ashley Storm, shalom, sister. Dark Knight Diesel, thank you, question mark. PJD, shalom. Planning on spending $800 on the first long rifle. Recommendation. Mossberg MVP LR is a really good platform for a bolt gun. Savage 110 is a really good platform for a bolt gun. I would recommend 308 7.62 by 51 millimeter NATO. Really 308 Winchester with decent glass. I think, especially when you get into long guns, your glass should cost as much as the gun does. Savage Axis 2 and 6.5 Creed for 370 is a great way to start. Agreed. Do you own a pistol carbine? I did before the boating accident. Who's sitting where?
Otherwise, I'm just going to be up in your face all night with this.
All right, so I'll do here. I hear a Model T. Yes, you do.
No, they're all dead, man. There ain't no Model
I'll
Ts
sell
left
you
in
a
this thing.
700 Rem 700 7mm Remington Magnum. 7mm Remington Magnum is probably my favorite rifle caliber. It's just, it does everything I want it to do. 300 Win Mag is a really good cartridge as well. But the issue with 300 Win Mag is your ability to fix bayonets. So, yeah. If anybody needs another boating accident, we have a boat. Just saying, roger that. 7mm is a laser beam, man. Probably my best shot that I made with 7mm was 650 yards. Next shot on a whitetail that took exactly 0 steps. It just fell over and died where it stood. So, yeah, I dig it. How's the garden? Oh, about like that. Pretty good.
Getting some pickings.
Pretty good. But you see the whole back half there has all washed out. How sweet is that whiskey? Pretty damn sweet, not gonna lie. So, Mossberg 598-1 is an epic shotgun. Yes, it is.
I had one. Awesome. Very
Gray Scout, Shalom brother. 10x12s. Knife hands patch, please. I'll do what I can. Reluctant Scott, hello. My husband watches you, so I figured I needed to start. You're welcome, question mark, Chloe. I don't know. Let me apologize in advance for your husband's poor taste in YouTubers. Sean Michael, just spreading the love a little bit. And I vote that we should add potato cannons to the pirate landship. Roger that, Sean. Thank you. Hello from not Alabama. Best AR-15 under 1K. Just buy a freaking Palmetto, put a Romeo 5 on it, and then get like 10 extra mags, and then buy some ammo, and then go shoot, go practice, go run the gun. Overall living, shalom, brother. Put a 2-point quick sling on it. Maybe a weapons light. There you go. You know, I was actually talking to my pastor about this. And here's the thing, man. Everybody essentially has the same 4-ish things on their rifle. Some type of light, some type of aiming device, you know, red dot, low power, variable optic, whatever, something, or high-end fixed iron sights, whatever. A way to aim the thing, some type of light, a sling, and usually some type of grip at the end, whether it's a vertical grip, an angled grip, a thumb stop, whatever. Those 4 things. Pick a gun, pick your specific iteration of those 4 things, bolt it onto your gun, spray paint it whatever color you think is cool, and boom, you have a gun now. It just doesn't matter.
I like crying on it.
It matters far less what I think you should have than what will actually work for you. Looking for a good 2-point sling? Sojourngear.com. SEWJOURN gear.com. There you go. Gucci bear fat for Mapex Black Panther snare. I'll make you a bear fag to match the Mapex, but it's going to be made out of maple.
Ranger green.
You ask them, because I can't see the damn color. Hold on, people.
Okay, peoples, the YouTubes that
People of the internet.
yes,
Hello.
that are tremendous.
Hello, people.
Would you guys be interested in having a color option of Ranger green for the bare facts and bare minimums?
Is it an option of or replacing forest green?
Well, the OD green can still be had, so it's not like a logistics issue or a supply chain issue. Just as another option.
I'm seeing many yeses.
Yes,
So says the internet.
Ranger green. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Who would buy Ranger Green?
Them, apparently.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good. All right.
Okay. We also have to get old school woodland. We want black multicam. We'll see what happens. Hotshot Homestead. Shalom, sir. Any advice for someone thinking about starting a YouTube channel for prepping? Yeah, I got some thoughts on that. Hold on. So you can text Cody and let him know about the Ranger Green.
Okay.
To be clear, I don't know everything there is to know about starting a YouTube channel, but I do know a thing or two. That's not the thing I wanted to thing. That's the thing I wanted to thing.
Hey,
Hey, you ever start a YouTube channel?
yeah,
Okay.
it's work.
It's work.
It's work.
It's work. So, let's see. First of all, be yourself. Do not try and be somebody else. Be yourself. Second of all, do not create content. Document what you're already doing. I'm not trying to create prepper content for y'all. I live this lifestyle. I was not like, hey, let's go buy a piece of property with a shitty old barn on it so we'll look cool on the internet. No, I just bought a piece of property with a shitty old barn on it and then put chickens on one side and a garden on the other. And so document, don't create. If you're not an authority in your space, I've only been into prepping for 12 months. Cool. That's your angle. Hey, if you're new to prepping, here's some mistakes that I've made in my first 12 months, and I'm on this journey, and come along with me, and yada, 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 right? So document, don't create, be who you are. Manage expectations. I get a lot of emails from a lot of people who are like, Bear, I have no idea how you do all of it. I can't keep up. Then don't. With all due respect, don't. I'm a freaking workaholic, man. My day started, I was in the office working at 7 a.m. this morning. A lot of days start at 5 a.m. for me. Don't try and keep up with me. Do what's right for you. So if you want to produce one piece of content per week, produce one piece of content per week. If you want to produce 2 pieces of content per day, one for YouTube and one for Patreon, do that. That's what I do.
YouTube likes the schedule.
But consistency matters. And your people come to expect, hey, it's Tuesday, I better get a live stream from Bear. Thank you, Danny Jackson. Hey, it's Friday evening, Bear's going to be reading the Bible now. Hey, it's Thursday night, it's going to be the exclusive live stream or the Zoom call on Patreon. You know, consistency matters. And when you mess up the consistency, both the algorithm turns its back on you and your viewers turn their back on you. So you don't need anybody's permission to create content. Do what works for you. You can always do more. it's much easier to add an extra video a week. Shalom from not La Mesa, California. Bless you, La Mesa Dave. You can always add another video a week, but if you're already doing 2 and you go down to 1, your people are like, oh, I lost 50% of my content. Rather than do 1 a week, if you do a second, it's like, boom, bonus content. Holy, 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 Yehovah, bless you. RTK615, thank you. You guys want the hottest peppers on earth? Peppers on earth. No, my butthole thanks you, sir, but I'm good. Really, I appreciate it,
I'm gonna pass
but
on
I
that
enjoy
one.
not pooping fire. So,
I'll try.
next, also, and this is straight up Gary V. Don't let the haters get to you. I'm very much so like man in the arena. It's one of my favorite speeches. People will stand outside of the arena and judge the 2 men, the 2 women that are inside the arena, beating the piss out of each other, blood, sweat, guts, blood all over the place. They'll say, he should have thrown this punch. He should have dodged that kick. He should have done this. He should have done that. Rather than get into the arena and do it themselves. And so, forget the peanut gallery. One of my favorite things to say to people when they leave negative comments on my channel is, cool story, shoot a video about it. And yeah, but never step in. Exactly, Dudley. And so a lot of people, even when they attempt to do that, if they have the balls to actually do that, realize, oh, this is a lot of work. You have to put yourself out there. You have to be authentic. And it takes time. It takes money. And when you don't do a great job, people show up and talk shit on your channel too. Huh, imagine that. And so I like telling people, hey, cool story, shoot a video about it, post it, and when you do, I'm gonna come to your channel and you drop bombs in your comments, right? Put the shoe on the other foot, all of a sudden people aren't so brave anymore. So don't let the people bother you. And then lastly, super tactile. I use vidIQ as a plugin for Google Chrome. vidIQ for optimizing videos, and you want your tags, title, and description to all match. You get that down, the algorithm will start to grab your stuff. Before you have 1,000 subs, you don't exist. The algorithm doesn't even know that you exist. Bless you, Frank. Between 1,000 and 10,000, it grips a little bit. Past 10,000, it starts to grip even more. And past 100,000, you really get some algorithmic traction. YouTube does that for better or for worse because they're, in their own words, and when you start a YouTube channel, you should be watching the YouTube insider content that's on the YouTube creator page when you log in. Because every few days, they're dropping a new video on algorithmic changes, how this works, how that works, blah, 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 blah. The reason they weight the way the algorithm grabs content based upon subscribers is they want to see you put in the work to get to 1,000. They want to see you put in the work to then get to 10,000, to get to 100,000. Man, by the time you got into 100,000, they know, hey, you're committed. So, there you go. That's my advice to you. I don't have an opinion on Joe Jorgensen. I don't know enough about he, she, it, him, zer, furry. Libertarian presidential candidate.
Again, who?
Who, exactly. Magwai, shalom. Bear, if you were meeting your local sheriff for the first time, what would be the first few questions you'd ask them to determine if they're a friend or foe? Well, Ken,
What do you think about the Constitution?
just so happens, yeah. Hey, what's your opinion? Start with this. What's your opinion of all this that's going on out there in the world? I'd start there. How do you feel, Mr. Sheriff, about my constitutionally protected God-given rights? Yes, I did say furry. Dave Gillis, I've seen you a couple times already. We'll get there. How eager is this person? The drawing is 1 week from tonight. How eager is this person who's sheriff to kick in people's doors? Right? Just take the measure of a man. I think you're better off spending time with them than you are asking direct questions up front.
Ask him out to lunch.
Ask him out to lunch. You know, Sheriff, you're looking awfully cute in that little plate carrier you got going on. I like that. Hey, can I buy you a drink sometime?
You might have a sheriff that's in his 60s.
Slow Chuck, the raffle is already closed. It closed last week. How can we get constitutional carry happening in Texas? You can't, because now Californians live there. They've been trying as long as I've been alive.
I was gonna say, I thought they had it. But
Constitutional carry? No.
no.
You ain't gonna get it with Crenshaw there.
What's in the cup? Honey, hand me that white capped bottle, please. Screwball, peanut butter whiskey. That's pretty dang good. What do you think of New Mexico as a place to live right now? I don't know enough about it, really. I know in Chimayo, New Mexico, they have some delicious hot peppers and a nice bed and breakfast. And that's about it. It is. Most liberal Texans are homegrown. Cool, man. Whatever you say, it does not change the fact that Texas has been going for constitutional carry as long as I've been alive, and it has not happened. Andrew, bless you. Thank you. Shaloha. What's up, Trix? Earl's daughter. Earl's daughter is upset with you for believing, you dirty ageist, that sheriffs in their 60s can't be attractive.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you said that. The whole internet heard you say it.
That was in reference to the plate carrier.
Uh-huh.
You think a guy in his 60s is going to be wearing a plate carrier unless he's actually
How do you know?
kicking in a door?
How do you know? Look at you being ageist again.
Oh,
Roger Rabbit Hole,
so
shalom.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Hans Hyman. I am Sean Shepard. I ordered my copy of the scriptures of Barefac and a lots of swag too. Please wish my wife a happy birthday. Her name is Christina. Thank you and shaloha. Happy birthday, Christina. You're so happy. It's your birthday, and Hans Hyman is very, very happy that you're his wife person. He wants to make sweet, loving love to you. Maybe puts more babies in your belly, and happy birthday. Okay. There you go. You're welcome.
All the
Tabitha. Must have a militant chicken shirt for us girls, honey.
Militant chicken shirt?
Yep.
Talk
Okay.
to Chad.
Somebody seriously offended Yankee. Gray Scout. Gray Scout too. Gray Scout's a great guy. He's also gray. And I know he has a plate carrier. Now he's mad at you.
Oh,
He's going to
jeez.
crawl out of this garden at 3 o'clock in the morning and come into your bedroom
Have fun, bro.
and just be standing over you. Be like, how about this plate carrier?
Hey, just to let y'all know,
Oh, so.
the plate carrier doesn't cover your pelvic girdle. And if I see you wearing a plate carrier, that's what I'm going for. So we're just going to leave it at that.
Leave that poor man's pelvis out of this conversation, okay? Bear, would you what? Bear, you would kill it at stand-up. Thanks, Danielle, you person.
It'd have to be in like
Pelvic
country, though.
fortitude. Yes, that's a low blow. Ba-da-ps. What are you smoking?
This is a Macanudo
Fuji Hadin.
handmade coffee cigar.
Macanudo handmade coffee cigar.
Yep. Sometimes
Very
a cigar is just a cigar. This isn't. But they're not paying me to say that, so. But
Amen.
I thoroughly enjoy one.
I really need a haircut now, honey, that this vow is over. I have like face whiskers going into my mouth. Thoughts on home distilling? Well, you know, I've never made whiskey because Texas isn't as Texas as it thinks it is. I have, however, made a good amount of ethanol truck fuel that had some very interesting and hands-on quality control directives that we were forced to make sure that there was the appropriate combustibility of said truck fuel. And we'll just say, kids, don't drink the truck fuel. because it's pretty powerful.
It'll make you go blind.
That there, I tell you what, that's how Elon's getting there to Mars. He's just that. Listen, if you need to make truck fuel, everybody got a pen and paper? Here you go. This is your opportunity. The 5x5 recipe: 5 gallons of water, 5 pounds of corn. Cornmeal will work too. 5 pounds of sugar, 5 packages of yeast in a 5-gallon bucket at 105 degrees, and you cook it at about 185 degrees after it's sat for 5 days, and it'll make about 5 quarts of 185 proof. But I don't know that off the top of my head because I've never made whiskey before.
That's truck fuel.
I made truck fuel a couple of times, so.
Organic.
Yeah, just make mead. I like mead. You could have 1 bottle of mead or 1 bottle of truck fuel and think about it. Yeah, Captain Ed, it is easier to buy it, but what happens when the world ends, Captain? It's just you and your empty bottles of truck fuel.
Oh, Captain, my captain.
Oh, Captain, my
Why
Captain.
is the truck fuel gone?
Wolf!
Woof.
Mead plus winches. Yeah. Ren Fair. Just saying. Mitch has a bottle of mead that has a
Oh yes.
bayonet on it.
Y'all's chairs
Y'all's
are in
chairs
the
are in the back of my car.
What'd you forget about?
Just here for the Wi-Fi.
Just here for. We didn't want to hang out with you anyway.
You want a place to sit? He's gonna. Oh.
From a medic, look at the King Airway kit over the ET kit. Thank you, but I like the extraterrestrial kit. Shalom, brother. Actually, we're. What? Yeah, they're in the back of your car.
Why are we whispering?
Why are we
Front door's
whispering?
unlocked. Just open the front door and hit the unlock button. Because my keys are inside.
Just, yeah.
How's the whiskey?
Delishki.
With a
Fabulous.
Kaliski?
Yeah. Bear, can we get a Bear Essentials medical ankle rig? No, hold on. Hold on. Stay tuned is all I'm gonna say. Stay tuned. Gesundheit. I rebuke your sneezes in the name of Yeshua. Delishki. Yes, ankle rig, please. Okay. Stand by. Stabby Things t-shirt.
You gotta tell me which one to do. I'm gonna go get it.
I like stabby things.
Now they want to topple statues of Yeshua. What's next? Well, somebody asked, what are my lines in the sand? That's one of them. Now, flip side, here's the flip side of that argument. You shall make no graven images. So, Dana Lash, whom I'm a fan of, posted, I saw it on Instagram, a report or a comment that said, hey, the angry mob tried to cancel Jesus once already. It didn't work well for them. And I like that a lot. Hans, you're welcome, Hans. Michelle, thank you. Oh, geez, saying, get away from me, dog. Skunk dog. Is jungle taping mags a good idea?
Depends.
Depends.
What the rooster said.
Socrates, I don't know why we need to ask this question 10 times.
Where's chicken?
Jungle taping mags, like just putting a roll of duct tape around the bottom of it. Oh no, I got it. Where you're taping 2 of them together, man. Just buy the mount and just keep one like that in the gun. I don't think it's a bad idea, but I don't do it because my rifle is heavy enough already with just the glass that I have on it and the light that I have on it, and not even going into the can. Eventually, one day, but it's like I don't want any more weight on that thing than what's already on it, because then you start to run into problems when you're transitioning from target to target and gear interferences, and just like I'm used to just reaching for an extra mag. I'm not, you know what I mean?
Sam, go
I
lay
get it.
down.
I get it, but yeah. These wasps are being stupid.
Clandestine meetup tips. Don't die. Bring guns. Have backup.
Lay down.
That's UPS.
Yep.
Could you go put eyes on him, please?
It's my chair. It's my chair.
What are your thoughts on revolvers? I have nothing against them. What do you think about Missouri? I think you pronounced it wrong. It's called misery. Any scope recommendations for an AR-10, $400 and less? Vortex 4 to 14. They make a 6 to 18 that I have that I like. Sean Michelle, thank you. Bear, can I give you all the legwork I did on compact IFX? Where's your best email? November Tango X-Ray, Mike Alpha Golf. Okie. Shalom, brother. Canada, Shaloha. What do you think about a 12 gauge for SHTF as a primary weapon? I think that before the tragic boating accident, I had a couple of them, and I like them because I feel that they take less training to be able to operate than other platforms. I like the fact that you can change loadings pretty quickly. They're rounds limited, and for certain people of small stature, they can be difficult to run. I, for example, before the tragic boating accident, had a couple of 20 gauges because my wife and my children can run 20 gauges, as can I. Oh, Brad, it was so bad. It was the worst. I barely made it out alive. Dozens of guns were lost, and I barely got out, man. Barely got out. But suffice it to say, shotguns as a primary weapon, it depends. What does it depend on? How long is your longest shot? If the answer is 60 yards and in, go for it. If the answer is more than 60 yards, maybe not the best answer. But I do like shotguns for a lot of reasons. Devastating firepower. Gosh dang, the last thing you want is to get hit with 6 rounds of triple-aught buck. What's up?
To whom it may concern, there may be a arm piece for
So.
something furniture related. In
A chair.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
My chair. I have to assemble.
What are your must-haves in regard to medical? I've covered that in great detail, but I'll hit it again here. You would be well served with a whole bunch of the following: gauze, tapes, glove, disinfectant, over-the-counter medicines, anti-diarrheal meds, prescription meds that you need to take, antibiotics, and a decent level 2+ kit. The ability to perform minor surgery, set broken bones, to splint things, to stabilize joints, so forth and so on.
and the skills to use that stuff.
Please give us an update on the Grindstone fundraising. The raffle raised $29,605, $5 at a time, and y'all are awesome, including you, Susan, including you. Y'all are awesome. And so we have another raffle coming up. We need to raise about another $70,000. So Patriot Nurse exclamation point. I don't know what that's about. Hey Bear, late to the party. Have you discussed the EMP China report from Homeland Security yet? Last year I did a video on EMPs. I do not know everything there is to know about EMPs, but I do know a good bit about it, perhaps even a little bit more than most, because part of my job was to know those things back in the day. Madkelt, shalom.
Shalom, brother.
Yes, she's a nurse on the YouTube channel. She's also Torah observant. Imagine that. Imagine that. So many of these cool prepper channels that are Torah observant.
Man,
Myself, Pastor Joe Fox, Yankee Survival, Rex at Tibosaurus Rex, Reed Hendricks, the Patriot Nurse. I know there's more. But there's a half a dozen off the top of my head. It's almost as if the Father was calling his people and telling them to prepare and giving them a set of basic user instructions for people. Huh. Who'd have thought? What do you think about traveling out of state in these times? I have been offered money, a good amount of money, to travel out of state at these times to do the type of work that we do at Prosperity. And my answer is thanks, but no thanks. We're good. How's that for an answer?
Yeah, now's not the time.
Shabba-dabba-da.
The chat. All the chat.
Michael Best. What about storing magazines fully loaded? You do you,
Yes.
man. There's nothing wrong with it.
So I can touch on that a little bit.
Go ahead.
So-
Touch it a little bit.
I'm gonna touch it
just
just
a
a
little
little
bit.
bit.
Just the tip, man.
All right. So when it comes to storing
Just the tip. He can't handle
magazines
anything more than that. He's
for
little.
when it comes to storing magazines loaded for long-term storage, okay? Two things. A cool place and a dry place. You don't want a lot of humidity because that can cause corrosion of the magazine itself as well as the ammunition casing in the magazines. I would not have steel rounds loaded in mags for long-term storage. I wouldn't do it. And if I do have steel, that's going into an airtight can with some oxygen absorber and moisture absorbing packets. Otherwise, your steel
Do we need to
is
sing?
going to rust, and you're going to
need
be
to
in a
sing?
bad situation because rusty steel and rifle chambers. or
Happy
pistol chambers doesn't work.
birthday to you.
I don't know what's happening right now.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Renee's daughter, whose name I don't really know, but it's lovely to meet you. Happy birthday to you, and many more.
Are you crying? Are you drunk?
So
Just a little of both,
Just a
Dad.
little.
Just a little of both.
So, your PMags, the polymer magazines, from example, multiple different companies. We're going to use Magpul as an example. The Gen 3 mags include that dust cover. That dust cover is designed to stop the
Squirrel.
top of the mag from splitting over long-term storage with being fully loaded. Now, what I have done is I got away from polymer mags and I've gone back to aluminum/steel mags, just the standard GI mags. I get the OK Sure Feeds with the Magpul followers. There's a bunch of different websites that you can go to. I'm not trying to sell any of that stuff to you guys. But I put 29 in mine and I just have them in my locker where they're supposed to be, ready to go. And again, it's inside a cool, dry place, and I don't have to worry about it. They're reinforced on the back end as well as the front end towards the top, so you're not going to get that split. There have been, now when you're talking like super long term,
You're way in the weeds, man.
like your grandchildren,
Bring it around.
they have found magazines for the Thompson from back in World War II that were still in the factory, lubricant, protectant, sealed in crates, loaded, that still work like they're brand new.
See,
The
there you go.
spring doesn't go bad over being compressed one time and staying there. A spring goes bad the more time that it is retracted and expanded. So I don't have an issue. Just, be smart about it. Don't store steel long term if it's not in a cool, dry place.
Anchored.
So I don't like steel. That's just me.
Would you recommend seeking cancer treatment surgery in the middle of all this SHTF or just let it be? I'd love Harmony's perspective as well, please. I would go get treatment because very few people are actually being killed by COVID. There's people that fall into certain high-risk categories, but when you amortize the numbers, you're safer going to a hospital than you are driving your car right now when it comes to death. So if you have cancer and you need treatment, go get treatment. Please, in my humble opinion, go get treatment. If your hospital is allowing you to get treatment, please get treatment. And I say this as somebody who has survived cancer. Yes, that's right. Go get treatment. Please go get treatment.
And there
So-
are natural things.
Go.
There are, by all means, natural things that you can do to help, and to help the side effects of treatment. But seek treatment. Don't let the crazy world scare you from getting
There's
treatment.
100% chance that cancer unchecked will kill you.
Yes.
There's a much lower chance that going to the hospital will kill you.
Yeah.
So, please go get treatment. So, stay out of the weeds, dude. Thanks, TDS. I love the TDS show. That's the best show. You know that TDS show? That guy's great. Poison cut burn, amen.
Yeah. Yeah, so, but still research like natural remedies, natural precautionary type things, because there is a bunch out there.
I needed this.
Hi, Cassie.
But yeah, get treatment.
Wife wants to travel 10 hours out of state on July 4th to see family. From what state to what state? Because that matters.
Yeah.
If you're traveling from, I don't know, Kentucky to Illinois, I don't know. If you're traveling from Massachusetts to Georgia, then, you know, these things matter.
She might want to watch the brief. Like, just saying.
Yeah, Solid Rock Ministry, I saw it. Hami is wicked smart.
Thank you.
And cute too. Sean Simons, my thoughts are if you keep doing that, you're not going to be at this channel night longer. I've seen you 42 times. You are like my children running up to the dinner table. Dad, 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 dad. Stop. Jeez. That's Solid Rock. What states? I've seen you now 3 times. My wife says Hami is gorgeous. Well, thank you very much, but we don't roll that way, okay? Appreciate you. Whatever y'all do in your own
Women are able to
time.
do that without like judgment. Like, we can appreciate another woman's beauty.
Uh-huh.
We can.
I know, I'm just messing. Or am I? Keep it in your pant, vape on its wife. Keep it in your pants. Just messing. Just messing.
Don't even.
Diagnosed Karen's brain tumor yesterday. Tammy. Got it. What is the drink of choice tonight?
I've got wine.
Screwball. And Coke.
Shalom. Hey Bear, I want a 350 med kit available soon. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about the trauma pack insert? It's
Those
available.
are always available.
I packed 5 of them today. So yes, they're available. Thoughts on semi-auto rifles for someone who has only used bolt actions? Oh, you're gonna love it. That's my thoughts.
Much easier.
Save your life.
Yes, we still have stomp bags.
Yeah.
Yes, we have trauma packs. Yes, we have bear facts. Yes, we have bare minimums.
We're good, y'all.
Yes, we have tactical chickens.
How far would you be from a major population center to feel good? I live in Wyoming, but close to Colorado. An hour out is probably my minimum. See, there's a sweet spot here. You don't want to be so far away from the big city that if you need medical treatment, you can't get it. That if you got to go to Home Depot to get the one plumbing fitting that you failed to buy the last 3 times that you were there, and now your $5 plumbing job is a $452 plumbing job, you can go get it. You don't want to be so far out, right? And the other thing too is like, Bear, I can't find people to form a mag with. Well, when you live on like some archipelago 47 miles off the coast of Alaska where there's no people, that's going to be a problem.
In Wyoming, unless you live near Cheyenne or Laramie, I think it is.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Day out.
Yeah.
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 I used to live in Virginia Dale, Colorado, which was named after the whorehouse. It was right on the border of Wyoming, and that was way far out. From
Joseph
Fort
Walker, I
Collins.
tried to purchase a trauma pack and PayPal credit wouldn't let me. By the way, we've had significant issues with PayPal, so you can check out with them at our website, but we prefer if you use the Square checkout because PayPal is a bunch of obnoxious a-holes.
Yeah.
They're also unfortunately monopolized the taking of digital currency on the internet. So, yeah.
Yeah, they're starting to have issues.
These insects in my beard, not so great. Can you do tactical what? First, we were looking, they go by so fast.
I'm just gonna get rid of
I like somewhere around 10 per square mile. You're welcome. It's okay. Where is your oofta? Where is your Venmo is owned by PayPal, bro. Believe me, I tried Venmo. They're owned by PayPal. And if you have a PayPal account and then try and get a Venmo account, oh boy, they were not
All the
happy with me.
confusion.
They were not happy with me. Solid Rock Ministry. I don't know where your wife wants to go and where you live. If you can clarify that, I may be able to assist.
And please know, like 100 comments go by. So
The folding stock, Chris. Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now. That's right. I have an annuity,
the
but I
difference between
need
the
cash
minimum
now.
and the bigger
Call
IPAP?
J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now.
answer my question, damn it.
Okay, so the bare minimum has 9 things in it, 9 products in it. On the bottom half, you have what would is
Forrest is giggling.
he's like from silly to professional that quick, from 0 to 100 and back again. So on the bottom half of the bare minimum, you have what we call the stack, which is your 7 1/4 inch EMT shears, 2 5x9 abdominal pads, your 2 high-fin chest seals full size, and a nasal pharyngeal airway 28 gauge. And then on the top half, you have 5 more things. 6-inch emergency trauma dressing, Gen 7 cat tourniquet, 14 gauge decompression needle, nitrile gloves, and a 1-inch by 10-yard surgical tape. So those are the 9 things that are in the bare minimum. And then we do not include, but you can certainly purchase quick clot, rolled gauze, combat gauze, whatever else you would like to stick in the top, that little loop in the top of it. The bare minimum has all of that stuff plus quick clot, 3-inch strip by 48-inch, compressed gauze, North American Rescue triangle bandage, disinfectant wipes, 3-inch rolled gauze, 2x2s, 4x4s, 5x9 gauze pads, and there's one other thing. Oh, emergency blanket, Mylar blanket that goes in the bottom. So there's 9 more things in the bottom side of the Bearfax. So it's a big comprehensive kit that will run the gamut from boo-boo to gunshot wound. So if you have a boo-boo, you can take that 2x2 gauze, disinfectant pad, and some tape and fix it up. If you have a gunshot wound, you can take that kit and fix it up. The bare minimum is in no way designed for boo-boos. It has nothing to do with boo-boos. It is for gunshot wounds, stabbing wounds, arterial bleeds, major lacerations, crushing wounds, trauma, blunt force trauma, tension pneumothorax, sucking chest wounds, so forth and so on. It's for combat life-saving. That's what it's for. And because of that, it's smaller, more compact. I prefer it on my plate carrier, chest
the
rig,
dog.
etc. So, Solid Rock is traveling from North Carolina to Iowa. You should be okay. You should be fine. However, but know your state laws that you're moving through. Generally speaking, if you're moving long guns, which you probably should. Hey, Thornyak, good to see you, man.
NC to Iowa is a lot farther than 10 hours.
Well, it depends on where in North Carolina they are.
Even if you're out by Asheville.
Freaking Asheville?
Yeah,
Which-
I was able
It's
to make
more
it
than
from
10 hours.
I was able to make it from Jacksonville, North Carolina to northeastern Pennsylvania in about 12 hours if the traffic wasn't stupid.
Haruk
It
Bashabachem.
takes like
Good to
6
see you,
hours
man.
just to get through Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee, east to west
Tennessee
sucks.
ain't no joke,
It's the
man.
same.
Dude.
North
like
to south
driving,
is no
like,
problem, but east
west
to west.
or east to
Pencil,
west to
Pennsylvania,
Texas.
east to
From
west.
east to west
It's like if
sucks.
I don't get off of I-80 sometime soon, I'm gonna
Yeah.
punch somebody in the
That
face.
was my drive here. I'm just like, am I out of Pennsylvania yet?
The only
6
thing
hours
that's
later.
worse, the longest I've ever been on one highway was from Massachusetts to the Florida Keys on I-95. And it's like, stay on I-95 for 1,400 miles.
No, dude. I was on 84.
I did.
Going down to Panama City. I was on 84.
I gotta go pay. I gotta
Oh my
pay.
goodness.
I gotta pay.
Sir P's a lot here.
Listen, one drink in 30 days. I think I can pee, okay?
You're breaking the seal.
I'm breaking the seal, that's right.
Are you going to get a doc or medic to unpack and dissect the kits? So we've sold a lot of kits to medics and doctors and police officers and paramedics and special forces and members of the military, and they have all dissected our kits, and they all have nothing but good things to say about our kits. We're trying. Homestead is looking good. The summer's always nice because things are green. It's not brown and dead.
It's hot, and there's things that sting
Right.
everywhere.
God does not appreciate the wasps.
No, I will kill them all.
What did you use? 9.22.
No, raid.
Right.
Raid.
No, Mark, he actually went to the bathroom. If you can believe that or not.
So take over Tactical Tuesday. Jump on Renee.
I'm working.
Talk about a reset. I am a
No, raffle is not done yet. Y'all are going so fast. Raffle's not done yet. It's next Tuesday.
No, it's extra stout.
So, one
Then
more week.
One whiskey. and
One
I'm
more
like,
week, y'all.
"Woo!"
Where's that chocolate?
We're
Gonna take
just
my
like
shirt
we are
off.
still getting caught up on orders that came in because we did that last call and we got like 300 orders that came.
Well, we supposedly just picked up
So.
500 pounds of stuff.
Oh yeah, I meant to ask you. You got all of it?
It's in the office.
We're still
on the
catching
cart.
up.
All 4 orders,
Y'all are awesome.
and
250 pounds.
it was
whatever.
295.
295 pounds.
Wait,
Okay, so you didn't leave 300 pounds of stuff there.
We asked.
You got all of it.
no, I brought it
I
with me.
checked. I checked all the invoices.
Goodness,
Yeah, we
goodness,
checked the
goodness.
invoices before we
We
left,
need
yeah.
to inventory.
Thank you. Oh, of
Shalom,
course, Bear
Craig.
Peas in the Woods. Earl's daughter.
Up.
Thank you.
Hi.
Yeah, they're losing their mind because there's a chicken in the garden. We've gotten the chicken in the garden post like 100 times.
I know.
That's fire. She's cool.
Hi, Earl's daughter. I haven't forgotten. I still haven't forgotten.
What are your thoughts on moving to Colorado and starting a homestead? Pros and cons. A con? I couldn't move there. If I did, I'd have to bring a Connex box with
Okay,
me
I gotta get
that
one.
was not inspected, because Colorado's opinions of how guns should be and my opinions of how guns should be are two different things.
The statutes of Oklahoma are awesome.
What do you guys do with the money people send? Predominantly, it's a combination of support our meager household and then tithe and then Grindstone Ministries, which is essentially, I mean, I don't want to brag, but probably the most badass ministry on the planet. And just, you know,
It's pretty cool.
it's pretty cool. It's at least pretty cool. It's somewhere between pretty cool and the most badass ministry on the planet. Somewhere in there. Chuck, bless you, man. Thank you. Yeah, we spend it on goats and hoes. I mean, honestly, it's mostly like whiskey, ammo, you know, bad decisions. So,
Totally joking.
nah, not really. No. We need more info on Grindstone Ministries. Keithing it real, man. Thank you. Release date. We're shipping them right now, man. We're shipping them right now. I appreciate you, Keithing it real. Thank you. We're shipping them right now.
What are we shipping?
The 350 trauma pack inserts. So if you've ordered one, I packed 5 of them today. They'll probably go out tomorrow. And then everything that's coming since then will start coming out. And we're doing that on basically like a 30-day cycle, just because it's like pulling teeth to get material right now. I mean, literally, my guys today, rather than wait another week, drove to the local, what was it, UPS hub?
Some kind of
like a freight.
distributor freight. Yeah,
Some freight hub to go pick up 4 different orders that we had from North American Rescue that were sitting there on the dock waiting to be delivered. We can't wait another week. I gotta have it now. And so, yeah, man, we're we're doing everything we can, and we are fulfilling Riots may improve shipping times. They might at this point. But those things are shipping. Roy, bless ya. Aim point or Sig Red Dot. Love your channel. Man, they're both good. The aim point is more combat proven, but I've been very happy with the Sig Romeo 5.
It has a longer battery life, and that's about it.
What, the aim point?
Mm-hmm. You're looking at like 60,000 hours on the minimal setting, which is absurd. Like, you put one battery in it a year, and you're good, and it's on the entire time. Like, I would check it obviously every week to make sure your stuff's still good, but you change it, what is it? They run off of CR 123s or a AA, and you're getting a stupid amount of battery life, man. You check it, you just swap the battery once every 6 months, you're good. Like, have 50 batteries and you have enough battery life on an aim point for several years. And batteries are good for 10 years, so. I think like your standard AA battery has a shelf life of like 10 years before they lose their juice.
So Grindstone Ministries, y'all are like, yo man, what is Grindstone Ministries? Grindstone Ministries is our charitable wing of what we do here. It's predicated on Proverbs 27 verse 17. As iron sharpens iron, so one brother sharpens another. Scully, bless you. And so iron sharpens iron. A grindstone weaponizes iron. And so what we do is we go out into the world to serve the Father's kingdom. We are not perfect people. We are tattooed. We are scarred. We like the way whiskey tastes, most of us. Some of us like it so much that we don't drink it anymore. We all have our backstory. We've all been bruised, broken, beaten by the world, yet still we show up to serve the Father's kingdom. And we are partnered indefinitely with the Demand Project. And the Demand Project, what they do is they rescue victims of human trafficking and sex crimes. They educate kids about how to not become a victim of human trafficking and sex crimes. And they arrest the perverts that perpetrate human trafficking and sex crimes. So
they collect the evidence on site immediately.
They are a very badass ministry, and they're good at what they do from an educational standpoint, law enforcement standpoint, and rehabilitation standpoint. They're effing terrible at construction. Now, I say that in love. I love them. They're awesome, but they're terrible at construction. Grindstone is not terrible at construction. Grindstone is staffed by a couple hundred badasses who love the Lord their God with all their heart, with all their soul, with all their might, and they love their neighbor as themselves.
All volunteers.
At 100% volunteer. Nobody gets paid. Nobody draws a salary. 100% of all the money that we raise goes towards our mission, and our mission is to support through the swinging of hammers and the laying of tile and the framing of roofs and blah, 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 blah. Rogers.
I'm telling you.
To support their operations. So, De Oppresso Libere, if you hit my phone with your flop, we're going to have an issue.
I'm just waiting for that wasp to get within striking distance.
So
there's a wasp that is too curious for me, and it needs to die.
Just trying to get me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we just totally derailed that train of thought. Anyway, that's what Grindstone is. That's what Grindstone does. And we also do disaster relief, but there are a lot of ministries that do disaster relief. There are not a lot of ministries that do what the Demand Project does. And so the Father has laid it on my heart, has laid it on our hearts, wasp sec, to assist them in any way that we can. And the way that we really can is our construction expertise. So that's what we do. We are 100% grassroots funded. We have not taken a single check from any organization. We have twice gotten materials for free from Walmart, but no checks, no nothing. Every dollar we get comes from y'all, and I greatly appreciate it. If you would like to help, you go to grindstoneministries.com and you signed up for the newsletter.
All up there.
And the next time we deploy, the next mission that we develop, you'll get a mission profile before we deploy, and you can sign up for said deployment. So
Grindstone's how I showed up here.
Grindstone is how Renee showed up here. The first time I met you was on a Grindstone deployment. All that being said, do not come to Grindstone for me. Please do not come to Grindstone for me. You come to Grindstone because you want to serve the Father's kingdom, not because you want to hang out with Bear. So, I've not seen Silently Creeping. I don't know. There's 985 of us here. Thoughts? Oh my gosh. No.
No thoughts.
No.
Real quick, there was somebody asked a question about passive and
Double tapping. Shalom,
non-passive
brother.
driveway, like long driveway security.
Uh-huh.
A gate that has no trespassing on it, because now you're giving somebody a warning, don't come here. And a friend of mine has an extended driveway, and he has a pressure pad built into the driveway, and when somebody drives over it, a bell rings in their house notifying them that somebody's coming down the driveway. So
Arlo cameras is another one.
yeah, you could mount a trail
Yep.
cam or with an app that goes directly to your phone, and or something. There's a bunch of security options out there. I'm not like a electronic security guru, but those are just options. So
They work, yep. Badger are good. I have to jump. Shalom, brother. Claymore Mines, that's a good one. Bear, what is the time frame for the sowing position? You should be in a position to start within 2 weeks. Fourth of July, we will ring their bells in Seattle. Just so we're all on the same page here, you do you, but I in no way condone that. I am not at all interested in going to Seattle to shed my blood or the blood of my brothers to take back a place that is reaping what they have sown in the first place. To be clear, Chaz did not pop up a couple of weeks ago. They have been actively defunding their police force for a decade. They have been actively enabling these assholes for the last decade. They have been actively pushing their city in this direction for a decade. Chaz only looks slightly different than the rest of Seattle. So if y'all want to go shed your blood for a bunch of unappreciative assholes who are sleeping in the bed that they made, go for it. But I'm out. I'm out. I think let the children have their temper tantrum when they realize they still need mommy and daddy to feed them, when they come crawling back out of their room that they destroyed because they need somebody to wipe their ass and feed them. We'll be here to give them the whipping that they deserve and tell them to clean their room. So I'm not interested. I got better things. I got 3 businesses and a ministry to run and chickens in my garden. So give them their trophies. Exactly. Yeah, everybody in Chaz can, you know what, we'll take up an offering. We can get a Chaz participation trophy for everybody, and it'll be okay.
the police are supposedly like moving in to handle that situation as we're sitting here. So I don't know if they're mobilized just yet, but they're talking with those people, and they're trying to take care of the problem before the 4th because of the people that are saying stupid things on the internet, and they don't want that to happen. And it's just let them deal with it. Let them deal with it on their own.
G17 and G19. Most of my Mac, shut up, prefers the 19. I begrudgingly moved away from the 1911, but stand firm on carrying a full-size farm. Then get the 17, man. You can run the 17 mags in the 19 if you like. The 19's a little bit more compact, but frankly, it's not a compact gun. See, if you like a full-size firearm, get the 17. If everybody else in your mag is running the 17, honestly, I bought a G17 because everybody else in my freaking mag runs 9mm Glocks except this guy. It's like, Cigar's cool. It's the coolest ever. And I'm like, you realize they just copied the Glock. I don't care. Cigar's cooler. So, yeah.
They just saying the military took the contract.
This is my Yankee impression. Cigar's the coolest gun ever, and I like Jeeps and cannons and pirate stuff.
Cannons are better. I want a 10-pound parrot rifle on a modern chassis that I could tow behind the Wrangler because...
Sig is cool. I'm not saying Sig is not cool. I'm just saying that, Glock came first.
Hey man, I'll tell you what though. When I was at the range the other day with brother Cody from Sojourn Gear, who makes awesome gear by the way, we were ringing steel at like 50-ish yards on just a silhouette plate, provided by Amendment 1 Preparedness, the amendment the number one Preparedness, who supplied the steel for the range, which is awesome. And we were just ringing steel with our handguns at like 50 yards, dude. It was awesome.
What handgun did he have?
He had a Glock 19.
Okay, there you go.
Which for Cody looks like a micro compact.
Yes, it does. It looks like that
Cody's
little.
a giant.
It looks
It's
like that
awesome.
little 22 Derringer. You know, that little itty bitty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Cody's hand, like from the base of his hand to his fingertips, is longer.
Yeah.
Than the
Cody
gun.
doesn't climb trees. He just stands on the ground and reaches up and pulls.
Love
So
Cody. He's
I love him
awesome.
too. He's awesome. North American Arms. There you go. So. Yeah, Jim. What you said totally. Mark Chase is here. Chopistan is 13 miles from me, which is far enough that any gunfire won't reach me. Just leave them be what they are because it's showing their issues despite the best efforts of the. I agree completely. Let them. They made their bed. Let them lay in it.
Let them fail on their own.
Let
'cause
them
they
lay
are.
in it. If let's say things were different. Let's say there was a contingent of patriots inside of it that were actively involved in combating these people and they were at risk. Francis Perez, bless you. We're going to answer that question in 1 minute. Let's say that there were people actively crying out for help right now. We need help. We are in open conflict with Chazistan and we need help. That's a different story. But you know what's happened there? Again, they created this mess. They created this mess. It's like if my kids never cleaned their room, they walked into their room and they tripped and they fell and bashed their head on the floor and they're laying there, ah, Dad, ah,
They never cleaned the room and stepped
help
on a
me,
Lego.
ah. Hey, how many times I gotta tell you to clean your room before you trip and bash your head into the side of your bed? And now you're laying there screaming. Now, at some point, I might come help pick you up off the ground, but I'm gonna let you lay there and scream for a while. So that's where I'm at with that. Sister Francis, I recommend that the gun that you get is the one that fits into your lovely little hand. And I have no idea which one that is because we've never met before. What do you think?
It's pretty much the same thing. Listen, man, if you're starting out,
She's a lady
one thing,
and she's awesome.
Okay.
So be nice to Sister Francis.
what is the purpose of the platform? Is it for defending? Is it for staying in your nightstand if something goes bump in the night? Is it something that you're going to carry on your person concealed? Is it something that you're going to throw on your duty belt and
It's
go
for
to work with?
Throwing magical rainbow pews at bad guys like this.
Like, what are you going to do with that platform? Because if it's going to stay in your house for things going bump in the night, a bigger platform might be a better option for you. If it's something that you're going to try and conceal, then you're going to want to go with something smaller. I say for first-time shooters, it's 380 and 9mm to start. Now, there are indoor ranges out there that are, I'm going to kill this thing, man. They are just ornery tonight.
If you hit that thing and it stings me, I'm going to knock you off of this porch with your
You
flop.
guys will see me get off this camera angle so fast.
Did Rod just get launched out of that cannon he was talking about?
Hey, I can run fast when I need to. But maybe not today, because like I'm actually feeling the pain from yesterday.
You can
but
probably
we'll
run
talk
faster
about
than I
that
can.
later.
I think I tackle better though.
You need to, and this is something that I cover, that I'm going to end up covering more so on Patreon anyway, on my end, because that's what I do on Patreon. You know, once every couple of weeks, I'll drop a video about that stuff specifically, maybe even sooner than that. It just depends on the questions that I get.
Sister Francis
Shameless
t-shirts.
plug, I know.
Not a bad idea.
Regardless, figure out what the purpose is and then adapt to that. There are places that you can go that are FFLs that have indoor ranges that have a whole plethora of different platforms for you to try and rent one and shoot it at the range. And it's under, you know, instructor supervision, and find somebody that actually, don't find a gun salesman that is trying to sell you a gun. Find a gun salesman that is trying to help you find the best platform for you. Because what they
Bless you,
like
Kenneth.
isn't going to necessarily be what works for you. Now, me, I would say, you know, hey, let's try SIGs first. These are the reasons why, blah, 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 blah. Or you don't want to spend that kind of money, we can go with, you know, Glocks or something else. You know, let's just figure out what works best for you. And if you can pick it up and start hitting what you're aiming at, minus, you know, being new, the first couple of, you know, jumps on the recoil, and once you kind of get past that and you gain a little bit more comfort, you know,
So
it's one step at a time.
couple of things here. A, it's got to fit your hand. Okay, you have to be able to manipulate the platform. B, they have what's called natural point of aim.
Yep.
So when I do this, I want this to go where I want it to go without having to make micro adjustments to my grip, right? I just want the gun to come out and it goes where I want it to go. And so for some people, I'm gonna clear this since Forrest is over there, and I've been drinking. Clear.
Verified.
Okay, so for some people, more of this grip angle is cool for them. Some people want more this way. Some people want even more this way, you know, almost dead vertical. And that has to do with the way your wrists align, the way you present the gun. And so natural grip angle helps as well. You should try, when you find a gun that fits your hand, and this is a poor example for me because here's the gun, here's my hand. Okay, so this is not really the perfect gun for me because my hand's bigger than the gun is. But when you're trying out guns, yes, this is the Taurus G2C. It's like 240 bucks. Fairly recommended here. It's a good gun. It's not a good gun for me because of the size of my hands. Again, this is my grip on this gun, okay? This is my firing grip on this gun. What gun? That one right there, okay? But it should fit your hands, and when you present the weapon, it should more or less line up. The sight should more or less line up. If you find yourself having to pull it up like this or push it down like this, you may want to try something with a different grip angle as well.
Can I
No.
test that just a little bit?
Ah, geez.
So I have three. I have three of the same
Okay.
platform. I have three of the same platform, but they're in different sizes. I have a full size, I have a compact, and I have a subcompact. I'm looking to get a micro compact. What's funny is that I am faster on my sight acquisition, and I am more accurate on faster follow-up shots with my subcompact than I am with my full size.
It's because it has a shorter sight radius?
It's because of the grip.
Ah.
It's all because of the grip and the way that my trigger finger articulates when I squeeze the trigger, because that little bit of movement here
Dad, he said a
transfers into your arm.
Yeah.
It's
true.
just man, I'm telling you, like not everybody's the same, and there's like you know, people are like, oh well, you got to go with the direct center of the fingerprint, or you got to go closer to your fingernail or closer to the knuckle. I got to get a full wrap on it. I have to. I can't use the tip of my finger. I got to be into the knuckle in order for me to act, and that's just because of the size of my hand and the way that my finger articulates when I squeeze it.
Thoughts
So
on prepping
that's how
in the
it goes.
UK? Get a passport and emigrate to Oklahoma. I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. The broad brushstrokes are going to be the same: food, water, shelter, security. I hate your gun laws and your knife laws. I mean, I don't know precisely, but I know in a lot of places it's hard to acquire this, let alone a freaking firearm. So the way that y'all handle security is different than we handle security. Other than that, things are the same. You still need to have a secure place that you can go. You still need to have a good, like-minded group of people. You still need to take control over your supply chain logistics. Need to have ways, again, to feed yourself, to procure water, to stay warm enough or cool enough to do life. You need to perpetuate normalcy to the best of your ability where you are. You're gonna know that much better than I am. It's one of the reasons that consulting is challenging. It's one of the reasons that, you know, especially pre-COVID, we would just go. It's so much easier to go see something than it is to try and pictures and emails and phone calls and Skype calls and anyway, it's so much better to see. Good job, honey. Good job. It's so much better to see it in person. So I don't really have an answer for you other than You know what you need, you just don't know how to quantify what you need. And so think about perpetuating normalcy. Think about perpetuating normalcy for yourself. You know, and in all honesty, what are you doing? What's the problem? Bub, are you helping right now? I don't see how this is helping. So, yep, I've shot SKSs. Tactical diapers, no idea. Shabba-dabba-da. I think, guys, maybe we need to rename Tuesday, because when I say Tactical Tuesday, I don't mean tactical in like, let's talk about plate carriers. What I mean is tactical in that it's directly applicable to your daily life.
Practical Tuesday?
Maybe. I understand that so many new preppers have questions about firearms. However, firearms are not the only thing. They're certainly one of the things, but they are not the only thing. Hey, you need to go do something. You're distracting me, and you're not listening to your bub, okay? 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 Okay, thank you. So I know there's a lot of new people who have questions about guns. What pistol should I get? What AR should I get? Do you think 12 gauges are good? What about revolvers? What kind of body armor do I need? What about pistol caliber carbines? What weapons should I buy my life? 7.62 by 39 versus 45 or 5.56 by 45 millimeter NATO, blah, 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 all of that. And we have videos on all of those things. A, it's redundant. B, it's not your only concern when it comes to preparedness.
Can I jump on that just a little bit?
Maybe, but I might jump
This
back.
might be just a little bit of a shameless plug.
Back.
So check it out, guys. YouTube does not like the talking about this kind of stuff, and if the right person on the other end of the phone in the YouTube Silicon Valley place wants to, channel goes away because of this kind of stuff. Patreon doesn't do that. Now,
Don't.
other places, that conversation can be had in a way that's not going to jeopardize what Bear Independent does here. So there's a way to have those conversations, but this platform by the day is getting more and more censored, and I'm starting to notice people that are just starting to go away, and they're getting, you know, the iron fist of YouTube is starting to come down a little bit harder on people like us. So, yeah, there's just conversations about these types of tools can be better had in other places.
We met Buddy at Atwood.
So,
Buddy's on here. Man, your wife poop out a kid yet? What's going on? Where are you, buddy?
but that's all I got to say on that. It's getting a little hairier by the day here on YouTube for people like us to talk about that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
He's like, I haven't seen you in Atwood lately.
Seen me in Atlas lately? Yeah, I've been a little busy.
I know.
Now I'm watching the chat.
He's a good boy, but only his jacket.
Rucking.
Oh, that's fun.
Okay. They know what potato looks like. Watch out.
So yeah, she's 2 months old now.
Awesome.
I kind of like this.
He's in the chat and you saw that?
I see Buddy on here.
You're watching my live stream right now?
I am. I'm watching the chat.
I'm trying to watch the chat myself. How do you see that?
On the phone.
Need help sizing Adventure Frontier helmet with carrier plates. Head is size 7.5, height is 71 inches, weight is 180 pounds. 2XL each. I really don't know sizing charts, man. I really don't know.
I wore a large 8-point when I was in, and my Kevlar was a large, and I was a 7 1/4 for my dress. My dress
Wow, I
cap
have a
uniform.
giant head. I'm
Yeah.
7
So,
7/8.
A large does me
Take that,
good.
Renee. Take that.
So especially with modern day, ballistic helmets or bump helmets, like a large with a head that size. If you're above 7, you're probably gonna want a large.
So being 180 with plates, your standard size, what is it, 8x10s? Your standard size plates. You should be fine with that
mega
height
dumb.
and that weight. You seem like you're within military standards, man. So yeah, with your head size, I would recommend trying a large first. Keep the receipt. If it's too big or if it's too small, you know, adjust accordingly. And I just run standard plates, and I'm 5'9", and I weigh, you know, plus or minus 200 depending on the day. So that's where I'm at. I wore a large carrier when I was in, and that was when I was a little skinnier
That's a
than I
good
am
question.
now. So.
What's the average dressed weight on a sheep? Let's play that game.
Ooh, that's
that's a good.
Yankees.
Okay.
They went to the like what Yankees Patreon?
Yankees
Let them
survival.
know in the-
Go to Patreon and put in the search bar Yankees survival.
You won't find it if you search for it. You're gonna have to go to one of my more recent uploaded videos on my channel and click the link, because I don't know what's going on with the privacy settings, but people have been telling me all the time they can't search for it on Patreon and find it. So you're just gonna have to take the link that's there. So you can find that on my
Sounds
channel
like you need a
page.
Monica.
Yeah, I need a
Sounds like you
Monica.
need a Monica.
Yeah.
Okay, average dressed weight of a sheep. Katahdin sheep, which is what we have, which are not the big woolly sheep like from, you know, the movie Babe with that pig herding swine thing. Those are Dorpers, the big fluffy sheep that you count when you're trying to fall asleep. Those are Dorpers and other breeds, but Katahdins are what we have. And they tend to go at about 14 months, between 12 and 14 months, which is when you want to butcher because they're still tender. Anything under 14 months old is considered lamb, not mutton, okay? So at 14 months, if they're on pasture, they'll go around 120 pounds live weight per. If they're on grain, they'll go around 140 pounds per. Now, of that, you're gonna get about 50% of that in meat and bone. So you're talking a 60 to 70 pound carcass. By the time you bone the thing out, you're gonna get roughly 50 pounds of meat. And it's freaking delicious. And I would recommend, if you're gonna keep sheep and you know that there's certain ones that you'll be butchering at a certain time, even if you're keeping them on pasture, before you butcher Phil, the, you know, beta male sheep dude, feed him sweet feed for a month prior to butchering. It does wonders for the flavor of the meat, for the fat content, for the moistness of the meat, everything about it. So our sheep have hay. They have access to pasture essentially 1 day a week on the Sabbath because we need more pasture. But they have hay, access to greenery, and then they're fed grain every day. That grain is probably more the staple than hay for them. But they are, to say that they are delicious is like saying that a Maserati is a car. They are absurdly delicious.
They're big.
And they're big. Yep. So roughly 140 pounds for us at butcher weight, somewhere around 14 months.
Yeah.
So
We have a definite 3 that are expecting right now.
Yeah.
For sure.
yep.
So
We have 19 currently. Who be that? Apex. I didn't see it. Apex. Thoughts on best multiple purpose camo pattern hunting, patrolling for use in Oklahoma. Mainly looking for deer hunting this fall winter. Man,
Real Tree Marpat? Question mark?
yeah, Marpat Woodland just rocks for this area. OD Green. Multicam's not bad, but
It's a little too bright.
and I'm colorblind, by the way. So,
Multicam, and I have both. I have multicam and I have Marpat. Marpat, to me, is a little bit darker, and the greens that are out here are darker. And especially in the wintertime, you have a little bit more of a mossier green, but you have a lot of brown and a lot of dark brown, which the black blends into really well also, and it kind of breaks up that pattern. Real Tree is just too dark, but I mean, for just hunting, Real Tree, man. But for general purpose, Marpat. With the Marpat.
I mean, even just varying shades of OD. You go out in that in the fall, just
No. Coyote Gear and Marpat pattern on
who
your
butchered
clothing,
them?
you're
Me.
all over the place.
Me.
So
I have butchered several sheep and deer and goats here, and countless chickens, and a good number of turkeys as well, all here. So,
Ooh, Oki's on.
yep. Good question at Broke, Kansas Farmer. I didn't see it. It goes by so fast. Get out of here, thing. Difference in meat between sheep and goats. That's a great question. What's that? Coyote Hill. Never had goat, but couldn't pass up the price I paid for goats. Do they taste the same? No, absolutely not.
nope.
No, absolutely not. First of all, boy goats are disgusting. And so if you have any interest in eating your boy goats, you need to put a rubber band around their nuts the moment that you can. For real. They are a horny billy goat. You can smell him from up to a half a mile away. They're disgusting, and the meat tastes the same as they smell. So yeah, that's a problem.
You guys get sick eating the one?
Yeah. Next, yeah, male goats stink for show, Gober too. Yeah. Next, if you do the caloric density on goat meat versus sheep meat, which I have because I do spreadsheets and things, sheep are 1,600, roughly 1,600 calories per pound. Goats are 900 calories per pound. Mike Morrison, I will get you next, man. What would you compare the taste of sheep to? On it, stand by. Goats have significantly fewer calories per pound as compared to sheep. I would imagine that that has to do with the fat content, but also goat is much more sinewy, it's tougher, and you want to butcher them younger, much younger than 14 months old, like preferably before they reach sexual reproduction age. So by the time they're like 5-6 months, if you're going to eat that goat, it's time to put a bullet in their forehead and eat that goat. All that being said, even like a nice young female goat still, in my opinion, doesn't taste as good as a good grass-fed, grain-finished Katahdin sheep. Katahdin sheep, getting to Mike's question, what would I compare them to? They're very rich. It's very tasty. Imagine you took the fat of a ribeye steak and you cooked venison tenderloin in the fat of a ribeye steak. You would start to approximate the flavor of sheep. It's delicious. It's absolutely delicious.
Coco's still alive. She's in the paddock.
Yep. Why is the stomp bag so much? The stomp bag is $900 base cost. It is not the most expensive stomp bag on the market. It is also half the cost of the Trauma Pack brand CCP bag, Casualty Collection Point bag, which has nothing but tourniquets, quick clot, emergency trauma dressings, and chest seals in it. That's it. Those 4 things. Granted, they're in quantity, about a dozen each, and 6 Mylar blankets for $1,800. The Stomp Bag, SEAL Team Operational Medical Pack bag, is designed to support 12 to 14 people. What's up, son? You need to walk through? You got a question?
Aspen pushed the lever into forward
On the 4-wheeler?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you for letting me know. SEAL Team Operational Medical Pack, designed to essentially a SEAL platoon's 14 guys. It's designed to support 14 guys. And with that, what the Stomp Bag has that the CCP bag for $1,800 doesn't have, and what a lot of other Stomp bags on the market that are absolute bullshizer don't have, is ours has the ability to run fluids. Ours has the ability to do diagnostics. So you have equipment in there. You have over-the-counter medicines. You have glucose. You have a whole bunch of gauze, tapes, tape, glove, disinfectants.
Splints.
You have stabilization. You have splints. You have instrumentation. You have a lot. I mean, emergency trauma dressings, a lot. Compressed gauze, a lot. Quick clot, a lot. Mylars, a lot. Chest seals, nasal pharyngeal airways, decompression needles, wound closures, steri strips, 12 different suture sizes, hemostats, curved hemostats, straight hemostats, shears, bandage scissors, needles, all kinds of stuff for wound closure, minor surgery, scalpels, disposable scalpel blades. So, I mean, and then you can add even more quick clot. You can add quick litters to be able to support the casualty and move the casualty. There's a lot in that freaking bag, man. There's a lot. In fact, one of the recently tore me up was we got a message from a guy who was part of a LERP team in Vietnam as a medic, and he said, man, I bought your stomp bag and I've gone all through it, and I just wanted to let you know, if I had had this kit in Vietnam, I'd have brothers that were still alive today. And that's why it's built. Do I make money on that bag? Yes. Do I make $1,200 on that bag like those people at Trauma Pack? No, I do not. Does it have considerably more in it than those people from Trauma Pack? Absolutely it does. Does it save lives? Yes, that's why it was built. So, is it $900? Yes, and I will be the first person to tell you it's expensive. With that, it's expensive, but it will save lives. That's why it exists. That's what it's for. And so, huh? Yeah, and that's a great point. Not everybody needs a stomp bag. Not everybody needs a stomp bag. I'm not saying that you should go buy my stomp bag. I am saying if you're the medic, if you're the corpsman, if you're the combat lifesaver in your mag and you know how to use the stuff that's in it, you might consider getting one. And I would challenge you to go Google all the other stomp bags on the market, come back to ours, and do a cost comparison on the two. And if there's a better one out there, I'd like to know about it. The reason I built my own was because I wanted to buy 2 of them for Grindstone because of where we operate, and I couldn't find one that was worth buying. And in fact, when I first built the 2 that we have, they were not for sale. I did a video on it, and so many people said, Bear, can I please buy one? I said, okay. My wife said, hey, just put it in the store. If you sell 1 a year, so be it. So we put it in the store. We sold 5 the first week. Bless y'all and thank you. So, yeah. Why is it expensive? Because it's purpose built to save lives. That's what it's for. And it's half of that freaking CCP bag from Trauma Pack that they're so proud of, that comes from straight off the boat from China. My wife and I are leaving the city with nothing but our children and our faith. We are heading to eastern Oklahoma. Can you get me in touch with anyone hiring in the area? I'm a plumber by trade. I can. Please email me, ntxmag@gmail.com, ntxmag@gmail.com, subject line work, and it will find its way to me. Yes, I will do that. Brad, spent over $1,200 building my personal med bag before Bear offered this. Well worth it. EMT here. This will save lives. Thank you, Brad. Exactly. I mean, and also, to be clear, there's not a lot of margin in what we do. We don't do it for the margin. I could very easily sell that stomp bag for $1,700, and with the talking point that it's $100 cheaper than Trauma Pack, instead of half of that Trauma Pack bag. All right, I mean, I'm leaving $800 on the table, y'all. For y'all. I could easily pocket that $800. I'm not looking to pocket the $800. What is our mission statement?
Save lives.
To save lives while in service to the Father's kingdom and experiencing the abundance of his provision and blessing. Ozarks Tactical Homesteading. Shalom, bro, Chaim. Man, I hope everything is wonderful in your world, man. I miss you, bro. You're awesome. I hope things are good.
Shalom, brother.
Is Viking in here spitting truth bombs? What's going on? I don't know. Yes. You've helped save 3 more. Bless you, Mitch. The angry Viking therapist. Don't be snapping at me.
Of course.
Faux daddy. Back up to 820 and see hazmat comments. I don't know how to do that, Vicky. I don't know how to back up in real time. Therapy improves shipping times. Amen. That's 10 now, right? Yeah, I mean, NWA Prepper, shalom, brother. Where do we find 50-pound bags of rice? The Asians. Also, we have them in our Sam's Club. Is that what that's called? Sam's Club.
Yeah.
Not terribly close, Kemp. 94,300. Missouri Timberwolf, this channel loves you back, man. You're cool. Biddy Boo, okay, email us. Email us. Let's do this offline, but email us. Yes. I used Bear Nation promo and I already received my order from Adventure Frontier. That's because they're awesome people. I'm 1,000? Question mark. What's up? I'm ready for that drink, Bear. Me too. Let's do it. Let's do it. I don't know. I feel like if I went drinking with the Angry Viking Therapist, like if we live streamed it, I could just be like sobbing by the end of it. He'd be like, "That's good, Bear. Let's unpack that." I'd be like, "I just when this time this thing happened, I don't know what." It's like stuff running down my face. You know when you like. You're not even making, like, you're making sounds, but they're not words anymore.
Yeah. It's like, let's stop. Take a deep breath.
It's like, Bear, you really need to get it together. There's 1,000 people here. I'm like, oh, right. So anyway, and then I was like, and then this thing happened, and I was like, oh, yeah, there you go. Is that a code word? Because I don't go that way. Just saying.
$18 for 50 pounds. That's not bad.
No, it's not. Do you process your own meat? Yeah, we do a lot of our own grinding. We don't have a big grinder, but we do have a countertop grinder. I think it's a one horse. It gets the job done. It made me feel great, Mark Chase. Every now and then, you just need a good cry. You know, you just need to cry it out. So, do you make your own cheese? No. Nathan Ballard, thank you. 1,000K. That's $1 million. I have a small fan.
No, the grinder. We there's a manual one.
Yeah, we have that too. We're good. We have all the things.
Feral cats and dogs. Feral dogs.
I've killed feral cats too. Wheat grinder subjection. We have, what is that thing called? The Catalina. The Catalina wine mixer, I think, is what it's called. Goats and Hose t-shirts.
Awesome, man. Yeah, everything's like starting to sprout up in PA. You guys are a lot, like, you're far behind the grow rate here from where you guys are at compared to where we are by like a lot.
Don't OPSEC us, bro. Don't tell them that we're in Eastern Oklahoma. We're not. Don't tell. Nope. I mean Indiana, Indianapolis, Guam.
I have friends that are just finally starting to have things kind of sprout up out of the ground, but they got after it pretty early, so they're actually getting ready to like pull some vegetables out of the garden now.
We're
which
in
is
Guam.
Awesome.
We're in Guam.
Yeah, totally Guam.
Earl's dog. Whoa! Don't knock that poor fella over. What'd you do to him?
He said he couldn't get up, so I was helping him.
He said he couldn't get up, so you threw him down on the porch. We're gonna need to get the Angry Viking Therapist out here to act as an intercessor.
We need a litter.
Mediator.
Litter team up.
Forrest, are you okay? Did you hit your head? Oh, you're good? Okay. Faux Daddy is down. Do you need a hand up? You gonna make it? You gonna make it?
I was squatting so on my legs.
Oh, is that what happened? Your legs quit working? Roger.
I had an incident yesterday falling over.
Yeah, you did.
That chair wasn't where I thought it was. It ended up being a box.
That chair wasn't even kind of near where you thought it was.
Well, you went
So,
5 miles, so.
It was 8. It was still just as terrible. The first 5 miles was good, and then the last 3 was a little rough. So,
what knives do you use? I have 2 essentially very sharp paring knives that were sent to me. They're Victorinox that were sent to me by Mark Chase, because Mark Chase is cool. And So I used those two, and they're both like 4 1/4 inch blades. And then my Mora, just my Mora companion. That's it. I sharpen it with a whetstone. I get it sharp enough to shave with, and then we cut sheep up. And if you've ever butchered a deer, you can butcher a sheep. And if you can butcher a sheep, you can butcher a goat. And if you know how to butcher deer and sheep and goats, you can probably butcher a cow. They're all pretty much the same. Where are y'all going to Sukkot? Right there. Isn't that right, son? You looking forward to Sukkot? You slept in a teepee. Why don't you come over and tell the people about last Sukkot? Come on over. Sit right here.
I'm wearing a Carhartt shirt.
You're wearing a Carhartt shirt? That's good. Carhartt's awesome. So you're just some random kid that I know, right?
Yeah,
I've never met you before.
Yeah.
Good. So it's good to meet you, Rando.
So,
This is my son. We call him Bub.
it almost sounded like you said Rambo.
Yeah, Rambo. That's what I said.
Yeah.
What's up, Rambo? Do you have an M60?
No.
No? Yeah, well, that's a shame.
Yeah. Aspen does, though.
Aspen has an M60? It's
Yeah.
good to know. So last Sukkot, you and a couple of your bros and Uncle Hobie built a teepee.
Yeah.
And you lived in said teepee?
You didn't live in it, but
I mean, you spent like 3 days in it.
yeah.
Was it cool?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah. It was mostly waterproof.
It was mostly waterproof. Dudley says shalom, Bub. You should say shalom, Dudley.
Shalom, Dudley.
He's a good dude. He's an MMA fighter. For real.
It's like boxing.
Yeah, it's like boxing, but more hardcore. He like boxes with his hands and his feet.
It's like kickboxing.
Yeah, it's mixed martial arts.
Oh.
Essentially, don't fight him because he'll probably win. So this teepee that you made, how did you make this teepee?
We got like
Shalom,
we got
Uncle Hobie.
3, I think, yeah, 3 7-foot-ish sticks,
Uh-huh.
and we tied them together,
Uh-huh.
and then we spread them out to where it made like a pyramid shape,
Uh-huh.
and then we put a tarp over it. We actually used like 3 tarps, and then used paracord and tent stakes to tie it down. Yeah.
And it was like you and how many, like you and 2 other dudes in there?
Yeah.
It was pretty tight, right?
Yeah.
Did you stay warm in there?
Yes.
And you had your own fire circle outside of the teepee as well, right?
Yeah. It was like 5 foot away, I think.
Like 5 foot away? That's cool.
Yeah. It was like.
I remember one morning I got up and you were out front of the teepee laying down in the grass.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, Bub, what are you doing? And you were like, it was hot in there. So that's
I
cool.
remember that.
Do you like Sukkot?
Yes.
What was it like for you going from Christmas to Sukkot? There's no bad answers. You'd be perfectly honest.
I don't know. It was kind of just like a neutral transition.
A neutral transition?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fancy words.
Fancy words. Those are good fancy words.
Yeah.
Do you like but you like Sukkot?
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about Sukkot?
Probably like camping.
Camping, just
Yeah.
being outside for 8 days in a row. Does he have a 22? Do you have a 22?
Yes.
Of course.
I remember the first time we did Sukkot.
Uh-huh.
We had an air mattress, and we had Aspen on the air mattress, and me and Chad would jump on the air mattress. So at like, I don't know, 3-ish, I'd say.
Uh-huh.
Me and Cheyenne had like no sleep, and because the air mattress was like halfway deflated.
Bad? Really bad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tommy Salter, shalom, brother. They like you. I like him too. He's a good one. We think we're gonna keep him. He's also out of warranty, but we've decided at this point. We're committed. We're committed.
Yeah.
What do you think about living out here versus like living in the suburbs, like where we lived in Texas? And you can be honest, like just be completely honest.
To me, like here and there, it's kind of like I like it better here because it's like outdoors nature.
Right?
And in the suburbs, there's like some like gas stations and stuff. The only thing that I liked about the suburbs, like, is that I can ride my bike to the store.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys could take your bikes downtown and go get a soda or something.
Or just take our bikes to the donut shop.
Or to the donut shop, yeah.
Which we did a lot.
Right.
Or to the park.
Well, now Uncle Rod can just throw you in his rucksack and just take you wherever.
I'm good for about 8 miles in 3.5 hours. After that, you're on your own. I'll get you the
So, what do you miss about living in the city?
Probably just how like close everything was.
Uh-huh. I miss pizza.
Oh yeah.
I miss pizza.
Domino's pizza.
Yep. Domino's pizza. Not even Domino's pizza, just like real pizza.
Yeah.
Like, other than that, but it's...
But Casey's is pretty good.
Yeah, Casey's is all right. It's a good trade, I think.
Yeah.
Like, things are different here.
It's the pizza delivery.
Do you think we had a nicer house here or in Texas? Like, to look at?
Depends like where you're looking at it from.
Depends on what part of the house you're looking
Yeah.
at. Yeah.
Because like, unless if you're driving down the driveway, you can't really see the house.
Right. Agreed.
Yeah.
Mom, where's the ball?
So, okay, last question.
It's behind your ear.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
It's behind your ear.
No bad answers. Snapshot in time.
Where's the ball?
What position is it?
Usually Springfield, but we just lost them. Oh, okay. You go. Figure out
Probably if I can't do if I can't do military or like after military,
Right?
I would either want to be a cop or a car mechanic.
Cop or a car mechanic? Good answer. And in the military, what are you thinking for the military? Do you want to jump out of perfectly good airplanes? No. Do you want to slide knives in between ribs into people's kidneys? Because that's not even really the military. That's something different.
I heard he's good with a knife.
He's pretty good with a knife. There are certain... We'll talk later, Renee.
I wanted to do the Army Rangers.
Army Rangers? Yeah. If you're going to do that and you're airborne qualified, you're going to have to jump out of really perfectly good airplanes for no good reason.
Okay.
So it's cool. I'll push you out the first time,
Okay.
and you'll be really mad at me, but it'll be okay. So cool, man. Thanks.
Nothing.
Do you got any questions for the people?
Why do y'all watch my dad?
Yeah, what's it like? This is a good question. What's it like having a mom and dad that are preppers, and you know they're preppers? What's that like?
I don't
think it fell down.
I don't really
Miss Renee has it.
know like the difference between
Oh, yeah, she has it.
like non-prepper parents, because since like I can remember, you've always been like storing food
Right.
and
Sam was the play with my ball.
like
Am I the same or different when the camera's on? No bad answers. He's very cerebral.
Well, you're different
Okay.
because, like, here you're talking to us
Right.
like, in person,
Mom,
and
where's
here
potato?
you're talking to a phone.
Right.
Yeah.
But am I, like, does my,
You're not like personality different.
not personality
Yeah.
different? Okay. Just it's different because
Yeah.
yeah. Cool. Thanks, bub.
This is the game.
Would you like to talk to the peeps?
Would you like to be interviewed?
Sure. Come on over. You're the next contestant on Bear Talks to an iPhone. Ba-da-ba, 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 ba-da-ba. Who are you? You're Shine. Shine.
Apparently.
Yeah. Neinstein, the Shine. How was your softball practice? Good?
Yeah, they told us they canceled the games, but now the games are back on, and yeah, everything's crazy right now.
Because nobody knows how to COVID.
Nobody knows how to schedule at my school regularly.
Yeah, they were bad at scheduling before COVID-19.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they would, like, you'd find out 40 minutes before a game, hey, there's a game an hour away. Oh, thanks for the heads up.
It's hard to keep the catcher and the batter from 6 feet apart.
Oh, man. So,
My feet hurt.
your feet hurt. Cool.
So my legs. I mean, my arms.
What's a question for everybody, Bub? Oh, yeah. What's your favorite type of pizza? Bub would like to
style
know.
or type?
What's your favorite type of pizza? And Bear Nation, what's your favorite type of pizza? Bub would like to know.
I like deep dish. I just like Domino's deep dish.
Uh-huh.
Pizza.
I like it.
But I know some people will disagree, but I like pineapple pizza.
What? You and Nick were made for each other. He's probably old and gross, but you and Nick were made for each other. Sicilian pizza is a good answer.
Sicilian pizza. No, it's will attract the bugs.
Meat lovers, veggie, Hawaiian, shaloha,
I found him.
spinache.
Everything but fish.
Meat lovers, thin crust.
I like my pizzas plain, but sometimes I'll get hamburger. I like
New York
hamburgers.
style
He's
crust,
under the porch. He's under the bathtub.
mushroom. Dig it. Potatoes in the bathtub.
No, he's hiding over by the bathtub.
Deep dish with pineapple, chicken, and jalapenos. Flat-footed patriot. You need to go see the angry Viking therapist.
I mean, they're flat-footed, so I mean.
You need to go see him too, Renee. Listen, angry Viking therapist.
Ew, that just sounds like a heartburn. All night.
AVT is your new contraction. And listen, AVT, we need to get you out here, apparently. We all need help, so.
Thin crust cut into squares.
Pizza Hut Pizzones, nice. I like that.
Those are actually really good.
Hold on. Why is it that square pizza is acceptable on thin crust and it actually tastes better versus, like, you like thin crust?
I don't
Yeah.
like thin crust pizza. Like, Mom, when
make
you
it
were
happen.
here, when you were at Shofar, Mom got regular crust, not the thick crust, and I was like, what is this?
I feel cheated when
I
I get
know.
regular crust, not deep dish.
I thought
Thick
I was
crust
eating
Sicilian
thin
pizza.
crust. I was like, what?
Amen.
Tasted like matzah. Nothing against matzah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
One of my favorite things to get from Domino's, though, is the Domino's chicken Alfredos.
Uh-huh.
Good. Or the marble cookie brownie thing.
Black olives matter.
I hate black olive. I just don't like olives.
Black olives matter. My favorite
This
thing
is supposed to
from
be my
Domino's?
interview.
What are y'all giggling about over there?
Dad, what's your favorite color fruit?
Farce is cut off. It
Dad,
fell over,
Dad.
ripped the cord out of the wall. What, baby?
What favorite fruit is your favorite?
What favorite fruit is my favorite? You gonna ask me again? Come here. Say again, I didn't hear you.
What is your favorite fruit?
My favorite fruit? Probably red apples. How about you?
Strawberries.
Strawberries.
He's allergic for you.
You really hate strawberries.
NWA Prepper, bless you, brother. Thank you.
You guys have
Lobster is
$50
not
pie?
a fruit. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
Expecting
lobsters
my
are
first
good.
grandfather in September. Yeah, monsters are monsters. Lobsters are just big bugs. So
But not like Domino's or Pizza Hut.
thank you, NWA. Pears. BLM is in South Bend.
I don't like the skin on pears if it's like chopped up.
Thank you, Nicholas. I appreciate y'all. What do you want to be when you grow up?
I already told them in the last interview.
Well, some of these people weren't here, honey. There's 825 people here.
I want
No pressure.
in law enforcement, like federal law enforcement.
Uh-huh. Are you going to join the CIA, FBI? I've got an in there. Okay.
So I've heard.
Yes, I do have a video on chest rigs, both on the Condor Recon chest rig and the Condor modular chest set.
At least they didn't ask you if you can do a video. At least they asked if you already have one.
Yeah, that was a good question. That was a good question. Banana peppers matter. Yes, they do.
So I was walking out here, and we have this tub covered in a tarp, and Potato was hiding under it, and I'm in my socks. So I just feel this thing like crawling on my leg, and I'm like, what is it? And it's a cat.
Come on, AVT, we got you. When you get close, email me and we'll walk you in. I need to buy a plate carrier. You know where to tell them to buy a plate carrier from, right?
I do.
Barda on AdventureFrontier.com.
Say it louder so they can hear you.
AdventureFrontier.com.
And they should use promo code what?
Bear Nation. See, I knew all of that by heart.
And Bear Nation gets you what?
10% off.
$10.
$10.
$10 off. Yeah. Garlic pizza
I
and
really want
gyros.
pizza. I haven't had dinner yet.
Gyros.
I
Well,
just
go
wasted
eat.
like 4
Go eat.
Do we have pizza?
Why would we have pizza?
Pizza's amazing.
No, tomorrow is Wing Wednesday when we get pizza as well.
But pizza is like the best thing after sports. It has so many calories.
Just go eat.
I want to talk.
You just said I'm so hungry. I need to eat
I
dinner.
need someone else to go get me food.
Not negative. Wing Wednesday, that's right. Pizza is life, Ranger Girl. Shalom.
Yeah, it is. And
I
ramen noodles.
think Ranger Girl just started following us on Instagram. I saw that earlier. You are what on Wednesdays? Forrest is from now on full-time on Wednesdays.
I'm awesome.
So like Forrest, we noticed you're only working 8 hours a
Guys,
week, and
guys,
they're
guys,
always
this is a
on
wet
Wednesday.
chair. Guys, guess what? I only have 18 more raffle ticket orders to do, and then I'm done
Right,
with them all.
with them all. And the raffle raised
Oh
how
my
much money? Do you remember?
No, I don't know.
$29,605.
Your beard is in the way of your tooth.
I know, and it looks
So
like
it
I have
looks like
black
you
teeth.
don't
I look like a redneck, like this. Yeah, I know. Well, it's because,
Did
you know.
Make food?
Oh, certainly.
No. I have granola bars in my softball
Earlier,
bag.
somebody asked, hey, what about the vow, the Nazarite vow? Numbers chapter 9, I believe it is, the Nazarite vow. And essentially, you commit yourself to the Most High. And
Drawing is, someone asked when the drawing is, isn't it?
the 30th.
June 30th?
One week from tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you commit yourself to the Most High. You don't shave your head. You don't drink wine or strong drink. And you don't come near dead bodies. And it's a period of being set apart, sanctified, holy unto Yahuwah.
Just a little bit.
And
I just want to
my
show 'em.
completion was today.
Go
So I am
to-
due for a haircut and a face shave and have had my first glass of whiskey in 30 days tonight.
I want to hold him.
Here, let me see that tater. So this is Potato, and Aspen wanted me to show y'all Potato. Say hi.
Hi.
Is this your cat?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question for you guys.
Great talk.
Because I just noticed this about myself today. Do your eyes ever change colors, like when you're under stress or when you're anxious or something? Because my eyes, I have brown eyes, but they go green whenever I've been crying or whenever I'm really stressed or anxious about something.
So now you just make yourself cry so that you can look at your eyes in the mirror?
No, I mean, I was about to say. Yep.
Go break those sticks.
What's your...
My eyes get dead black when I'm pissed.
I don't get mad, ever. So
Yes,
I
you
never
do.
know.
That's a lie.
It's like all you do. You're perpetually mad.
No, I'm not.
You just got mad. See that?
I was
Deep
offended,
blue,
not
sky blue, or
mad.
steel. Steel. That badger, he's got steely eyes. He's a steely-eyed killer.
I've always wanted gray
He is.
eyes. I feel like I'd be really cool with
Thanks,
gray
Jimmy.
eyes.
Lucky
You have gray eyes.
Luciano.
I love gray.
When Lucky's eyes turn red, you run, because he'll take a bat to your forehead.
I have brown eyes. Do I have brown eyes? Is that my color eyes?
Yeah, you know why?
Mom has
Because you're
brown
full of crap.
So do you.
All the way up to here.
Yeah, so are you apparently.
Yep.
Remember in Solana how we had meat rabbits? We made that one rabbit that was completely white and had
Marshmallow?
red eyes.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we had an albino rabbit. Yep.
She was really fat.
Yep. All right. You need to go eat. It's getting late as well. Go eat. You got goofy eyes. Thanks, Overall Living. See if I hug you again. Jeez. Oh, teenagers,
That's a good
exactly.
Good eyes. Oh, thank you.
All right, get some
Someone said
yonder.
no matter the color of my eyes, I'm gorgeous. Thanks.
What's some rando dude I got to punch in the forehead with a hollow point now?
A lady would say.
Stay away from my teenage daughter or I'll feed you to the compost pile. Horizontal carry bare minimum kit. Chris, email us November Tango X-Ray Mike Alpha Golf at Gmail or admin@bearindependent.com and I'll make you one. It'll be custom, but I'll make you one. Oh, Badger, I know. I have plausible deniability everywhere. Hey, Forrest, don't fall off the porch. Okay?
That would be funny.
It was me. I'm a mama for. Okay, Sarah, you're good. Your daughter is gorgeous. I know I'm going to have to kill all the boys in a 5-county radius. We've already had this talk.
Hey, don't do that. What are you doing? There's not a hospital close enough for all the things you would
Are there tornadoes in eastern Oklahoma? Rarely.
Some. Off the porch.
You're. Oh my gosh. It's. The comments go so fast. Hey, Bub's back.
Yay. Yeah, you're right.
Predators do not like male urine, so that's why dogs do it.
Hold on. Repeat this. The internet needs to know this. And give them the context. Because Forrest
That attracts them. Yeah.
Forrest needs to go pee in the bushes.
Forrest needs to go pee.
And so you were saying what?
I was like, go pee off the porch or go pee around the perimeter because predators do not like male urine. So that's like why dogs mark everything is because it keeps the boogie woogies away.
Good
So,
good word, honey.
yeah.
Good word.
So,
The boogie woogies.
yeah.
Thank you. Yes, save the homestead with your sterile urine, bro. Good work. Couldn't do it without you.
We will fortify our homestead.
Oh, there's
with
Hey,
coyotes.
hey, Bear, what kind of security team do I need? A bunch of dudes that pee around the perimeter of your house. There you go.
It doesn't work on humans, I would think,
Urination. Very
It's
nice.
more like an animal. Yeah, like a wild animal.
What's up, Rhino Tack? It's a trap. Perfect. Oh, warrior in a garden, amen. Hey, it works. Killed any snakes lately? Only like 4 or 5. Jaina.
There's one in the barn.
Another one in the barn?
Well, I figured it was in the barn. Like, I went in there and I just saw the tail end.
Yo,
of it
Nate.
slither underneath the tarp,
Uh-huh.
and
I
I
have
was
a
like,
question.
okay, you're in the barn.
Do they
There's
also
mice
see
in
the
the
chat, or
barn. So
No,
hopefully
they see it
you're
too.
staying preoccupied and doing your job. So I'm not gonna kill you yet.
Oh my gosh, kamikaze bug right in the corner of my eye. Why do they do that? They're like, ugh, I got it. Hey, punch him in the face. He's disgusting. You're gonna smell like skunk, bro. Somebody said, what kind of whiskey are we drinking tonight? And the answer is Screwball. And you haven't opened your Screwball?
So you'll have that lime rum here too.
Is this your Screwball? Did you leave this here? Okay.
They might.
Because I was gonna say, possession is 9/10 of the law.
They might have.
We left quite a bit.
I put all.
Yeah, you guys did leave a
But I
bunch.
put y'all's liquor in our liquor cabinet.
Well then, thanks for your Screwball, question mark. It's peanut butter whiskey and it's delicious.
Somebody,
I haven't had a glass of whiskey in 30 days and you're the one that's falling over? What's going on here?
We had vodka.
Do you need a
I am
breathalyzer,
big guy
sir?
And try to squeeze through like 3 inches.
Uncle Hobie says shalom.
oh,
Oh,
I'm trying to read the comments.
good luck. It doesn't
Yeah.
work. Don't try and read the comments. It's not possible.
Thank you.
Lori Austin likes your glasses.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Does he have a phone or video games? No, we keep him chained up in the basement in a jail cell.
Yeah.
He has both of those things. Tell them, how do you earn time for your phone or your video game?
Garden.
The what? Tell them. They can't hear you. Speak up.
The weeding the garden and other stuff.
Weeding the garden and other stuff.
Yes.
What kind of other stuff do you do?
Chores.
What kind of chores?
Sweeping, cleaning, laundry.
Do you do any mowing?
I haven't done any mowing in like a year.
Yeah, you
The
did.
lawnmower's been broken.
Well, before the lawnmower broke, he was
lawnmower
doing
broke
mowing.
before the boy can mow.
Oh, yeah, Lego.
Yes, Legos.
Get out of here.
You can't free
Use
range
your
pets.
words, kid.
Unless you have everything you don't want them to eat fenced off. Because otherwise they'll just eat.
Anywho.
The text is really
Like I
small.
let her out and she beelines for my
Yes, the
grapes.
text is really small.
And I'm like,
And you have glasses on.
Yes, I do.
Smooth as a fresh jar of Skippy. So hot. Hot damn. Have you called the police and the fireman?
No.
You should,
Why?
because I'm so hot. I make a dragon want to retire, man.
you better not.
It's so true.
Better not do that.
So true. Can I send y'all almonds after harvest this year? Yes, you can. Just email us.
All of it.
November Tango X-Ray Mike Alpha Golf. And please send a note with whatever you send, because I am no longer the sole opener of random boxes that show up at my house. And so it really helps to have a note inside of there.
Start
Yellow bags are out of
Co-op.
by the way.
Thanks, man.
Dad.
Those Oreos are not free range. Hold on,
Dad.
hold on, hold on. Somebody, and I know who, sent a box today of Oreos, among many other things, but a lot of Oreos, because sometimes you need a double stuff resupply.
No, they're the
And-
mostest stuff.
And these suckers are over here are plotting.
Mostest stuff.
They're plotting. They're like, oh, he's dieting. He's dieting. Literally, I heard the words. I heard the words, he's dieting. They're free range. You can get them. Yeah.
Hey, if they're still here on Saturday, then you can.
Franklin Farmstead said, shalom, Sister Renee.
Shalom. Oh.
Somebody commented.
Oh, not you. That didn't shalom you.
Oh, fine.
Somebody commented that was the second time you quoted
Yeah.
that song.
Yeah, that song gets stuck in my head all the time. It's huge.
There's a song that what her name is. This one gets
Talk
stuck
to
in
y'all
my
anyways.
head.
In it.
Need more Oreos. Nope. It's all right, Tate.
You will, but tomorrow.
I don't know why anybody.
How do you... That's a good question. Go ahead. You don't know what?
I don't know why anybody would buy the Oreo thins unless they're going like on a diet, but they still want Oreos.
Right?
I took
Yeah.
one side off anyway.
Yeah. Listen, here's the deal.
Two sides. You
I don't have a gray area. If we're gonna Oreo, we're gonna all the Oreo, right? Those dark chocolate Oreos. Oh, you weren't there when we were doing that counter protester operation.
No.
One of the sisters from church brought dark chocolate Oreos. Bro, they were so good.
The only dark chocolate I've ever had is dark chocolate Reese's.
I'll introduce you. It'll be a rite of passage. How do you feel about what's going on in the world right now? Like people rioting and like fighting with cops and burning their cities to the ground. Do you have any opinions on this?
I feel like the George Floyd protests
Uh-huh.
are okay, but like the riots and everything else, like the George Floyd is like,
There's no bad answer, son. There's no wrong answer. It's okay. Just try and describe your emotions to the best of your ability.
okay.
You feel like the George Floyd part
Was,
is
like-
okay. The protest was okay.
Yeah, but it was like they're using it as an excuse for everything else as well, kind of.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about the lawlessness that's going on?
Trying to think of like which definition of lawlessness.
That's a really good answer. That is a damn good answer. And yes, you're right. My kids are smarter than half of these protesters. Bless you. Well, when you see how people are behaving during these protests and the lawlessness that is going on, I guess a better question would be, how does it make you feel that we live here away from that rather than living there where that is going on?
I feel like it's safer here.
Mm-hmm.
Like even though we have like coyotes and all that stuff, I feel like it's still. I feel like animals to be less dangerous than humans most of the time.
Amen. Yep. So, and I guess last question on this subject.
Our son's preaching some truth.
Yeah. Raise them up in the way that they should go, and they will not depart from it when they are older. Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Achad. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh is one, Yahweh is our God. And you shall talk about it as you stand up and when you lie down and as you walk about the way, and teach it diligently to your children. It shall be a sign upon your doorposts and your gates, a frontlet between your eyes and bound upon your wrist. Teach your children. Last question on this subject. And teach them. Don't indoctrinate them. It's okay to have opinions. With everything, with all the crazy going on in the world, what do you think, like let's say the world really goes crazy. Like it's crazy, right? Do you think we will make it, like us and our people? Do you think we will make it, or do you think we won't make it? And maybe why? Honest opinion.
I feel like some will and some won't,
Okay.
because I don't really know. It's just what I think.
Okay. What about like our mag and our tribe? Do you think we'll do better than the average people or worse than the average people?
I don't know who's all in the mag. I know who's in the tribe though. So I feel like our tribe would do better than the average people.
Mm-hmm. So, remember like, and we're not going to name names, but remember like the last time we went and rode four-wheelers?
Mm-hmm.
So those people are MAG people. Okay?
Okay.
So when we look at our MAG, Mutual Assistance Group, and we look at our tribe, are the people that we do life with, do you think we have a better chance than most or a worse chance than most?
Better.
Better. Why do you think that is?
Because it's kind of like strength in numbers.
Okay.
Like, say, one person's low on ammo.
Right.
Somebody else should have been stocking up on ammo for like 3 years.
Right.
Or somebody could be like semi-low on food. Somebody else might have been stocking up a lot more food.
Right.
To where you're not just out there by yourself with your family trying to get everything.
Right. So do you think my brothers next door would ever let anything bad happen to y'all if something bad happened to me?
No.
No. Do you think our brothers at Ram Clan would ever let anything bad happen to us if something bad happened to me?
No.
Do you think the tribe as a whole would ever let anything bad happen to y'all if something bad happened to me?
No.
You think Uncle Rod would ever let anything bad happen to y'all if I was gone? You see the power in that?
Yeah.
Because the tribe is bigger than the individual. A strong tribe needs strong individuals. It needs strong people so that you can have a strong tribe. But the value of the tribe, don't worry about them. They're here, but it's just you and me, okay? The value of the tribe is that it creates, just like a baseball team full of good players,
Yeah.
the good players can't really express how good they are without having the team to be on.
Yeah.
It's the same way with a tribe or a MAG. It creates the environment for the strong players to show up and do their job, to show up and help, to play the game. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so just as the individual players on the baseball team are important, but they're not as important as the team, it's the same way with a tribe or a MAG, where the individual people in the tribe or in the MAG are important, but they're not as important as the whole.
Yeah, like, you can have like the best people ever on your team,
Right.
but if you're not really a team, then you're not going to win any games.
That's a great point. That's exactly right.
Go get a banana. Go get a pouch. Go get your own pouch. Are you all good?
What are you doing, Weeze?
I don't want any of those things. I want some.
We got a cool team, don't we?
Yeah.
We got a cool group of people. You rock. Yep, the world might be on fire, but it's gonna be okay. And that's why,
I really want something.
bless you, thank you. That's why we do what we do, so that even if the world tries to fall apart, it doesn't fall apart here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, y'all will always have food. You'll always have security. You'll always have somebody to look after you. You know, you'll never starve to death. And I know for us, that seems ridiculous. Like, starving to death? It's like, what do you mean starving to death? You know?
Yeah.
Like, when was the last time you missed a meal because there was no food in our house?
None.
None.
Usually the only time I don't eat is because I don't want to or I'm not hungry.
Right. Are we rich?
No.
No.
I mean,
We're not rich. We're blessed,
Yeah.
but we're not rich.
Okay, let's go find it.
This shirt's really nice.
This shirt's really nice. I like it. Where'd you get that shirt?
I think it was a present.
Yep.
I think Nana might.
That's where I get most of my clothes. It's presents.
Amen, Don. What are your thoughts about kids and vaccines? So earlier in this broadcast, somebody asked Bear, what are your lines in the sand? And I stated that nobody gets to tell me what I can or can't do with my own body or what I have to do with the bodies of the people that I love. I'm a huge proponent of voluntarism. You will not tell me what I have to do. You will not tell me what I have to do with my family, my wife and my kids. So to that end, I think that there are certain vaccines that have been proven quite beneficial. And I think there's a lot of vaccines that in the last several years, it's become quite evident that we don't fix anything anymore. We just treat things. And I think there's a lot of unnecessary vaccines these days. And I in no way begrudge anybody if they see fit to vaccinate or not vaccinate their children. If herd immunity is real, it does not matter what I do or don't do to my kids. But you will in no way compel me at the end of a gun barrel that I must or must not do something. Period, the end. I am guaranteed by my Creator and codified by the Constitution of these United States life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And liberty means that you can't tell me what to do. You might strongly suggest, you might implore me, you could beg, you can plead with me, but you cannot tell me what to do. So that's my answer there. I think that everybody has their own very strong convictions on the subject, and it's not my job to tell you what to do or what not to do. But there is one unforgivable sin. And so the next time somebody gets at you about, well, all sin can be forgiven, brother. No, read your word. There is one unforgivable sin. And that unforgivable sin is denying the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit. And so if the Holy Spirit puts a conviction on you that you have to do something and you don't do it, that's unforgivable. And you know that feeling because it grates against your soul. You know you should do it or you shouldn't do it. So it's not my job to convict you. That's the Holy Spirit's job. So you go where He leads. And if He leads you in one direction, great. If He leads you in another direction, great. Because we're all guaranteed life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. That's my answer. You reading the comments?
Yeah.
It'll drive you crazy, son.
There's like a couple.
Furious Mongoose, shalom!
There's
What's up,
like
man?
1 minute where there's no comments.
And then it just...
Yeah.
They're out back behind Grandma's.
Do you think military experience is essential to survive an SHTF scenario?
No.
No. We actually were talking about this on the Patreon Zoom call this past Thursday. Just because somebody has military experience does not necessarily mean that they're into preparedness or that they're conservative or that they're into firearms or that they believe that the system is fragile. It doesn't mean any of that. There are all types of factions within the United States military. And I think that's something that people miss. I think that there's a higher likelihood of people being precluded to those opinions by having military experience, but it's not a given. It's not a gimme.
Depends on the job they had while they were in.
And that's the other thing. It also depends on what their MOS was, right? Because I got a buddy who is an SK, a storekeep in the Navy. In the Navy, you have a rate and a rank, right? And so your rate is what do you do? And he's an SK, a storekeep. Essentially, he orders torpedoes and eggs. And I'm like, dude, they could have taught you how to do anything. And your job is, like, you keep inventory. And he's like, well, yeah, that's valuable. And I'm like, I guess it is, but like they could have taught you how to run cranes or nuclear chemistry or whatever, right? And he's like, yeah, I order eggs and torpedoes. Roger that. Does that mean that that person is going to be more likely to survive SHTF? No, not necessarily. A flexible mindset, and I think just exposure to life helps you in this regard. Again, I was blessed recently to spend a week with my pastor, Pastor Joe Fox of Viking Preparedness. And one of the things we talked about is how having a critical mass of exposure to life is valuable. That when, like in my life, people have said, hey, here's $1 billion and a blank piece of land, go figure out how to build a wind farm. Okay. And we did. Multiple times, over and over and over again. And there comes a point where you walk onto a piece of land and you start looking around and you go, we're going to need a batch plant here and a batch plant here, and we're going to need a 1,500-ton crane and two 300-ton tailing cranes and probably a couple of Chinooks. We're going to need 7 Met towers. It's going to be about 300 guys to stand this project up, and we probably want to put the substation here. And while we're at it, let's get a Gesundheit, son. Let's go ahead and secure a local railhead so we can backhaul material from this place to this, and it just becomes natural, where you look at it like a blank canvas and you figure out how to do the things, right? And so the more time you spend doing the things, the less scary it is that you might have to do the things. And so I think a critical mass of exposure to difficult, challenging situations is probably what's required to survive SHTF more than necessarily military experience. Military experience certainly can give you a critical mass of exposure to difficult and challenging things, but it's not necessary. And it's part of why I tell you all to go do the things, do them voluntarily now, so that you're not being exposed to the critical mass of difficult, hard things on the first day of the worst day of your life. That's why I'm like, you know, when people are like, Bear, I'm just going to bug out to the woods with my .22 rifle, and I'm going to kill me a rhinoceros, and I'm going to grill it on my bushcraft Weber grill, and I'm going to get underneath my poncho hooch, and I'm just going to live there indefinitely. Me and my 17 children and my nearest friends, family, relatives, it's going to be great. We're going to I got me a little tiny pocket knife, and I'm going to build me a log cabin Shangri-La, and it's going to be wonderful. I'm like, well, but if you could do that, you'd already be doing that. You're kidding yourself. So don't kid yourself.
Do it until you've done it.
Preach it, baby. Tell them. I got to go pee off the porch.
Oh my goodness.
Go ruck 8 miles.
You go ruck
We
8
get it,
miles.
Ron.
Oh, wait, you did.
Hey, I
Right.
covered that boundary over there already.
Okay, I'll go this way. Go this way, Flo Daddy.
Yeah. Go pee by the chicken coop.
Hi.
We'll water the chickens.
No,
What'd
it
you
stays
do?
Here. Oh my
Oh,
gosh, you don't
gosh.
even know how to work a tripod.
YouTubers again.
He's marking the territory. Keeping on predators.
You just bring it down a little bit, like bring it down a foot.
She's
Your
way down
sister
there.
Renee.
Everybody took the chairs.
So what was
Sit
your
on the
YouTube?
floor.
What's your YouTube name?
Stumps,
You have a
roots, and
YouTube?
shoots.
What? Stumps, roots. I thought it was
Stumps, roots, and shoots.
That was cold.
I thought it was something else.
No, stumps, roots, and shoots,
You
but
guys
there
get to
isn't much
see
there
my
yet.
awesome fading roots.
We're not as good at the content thingies as
Yes, so they're
What is
doing a
that thing?
YouTube
It's a scale.
channel of like their move and their progress in going
cabin should be coming in 2 weeks.
right,
Moving from the city,
like to
Florida.
tiny house
yeah, to a
with
tiny
4
house.
kids.
We only brought 4 of our 6.
Yeah, 4 of the 6.
You heathens.
That is such a weird bug.
They're older. We have one that's got 2 grandbabies. We're in Florida. We used to live in Central Florida area. But we have one that's got 2 grandbabies, and we have one that is graduating in a couple of weeks and getting married. So they didn't come with us.
Yes.
Oh, cool. You're in Jacksonville? Yeah, we were just down 95 from you.
See, look at this luscious
And somebody talked
hair you
about
have.
me being the plumber. So yeah, you know who's going to be connecting with Renee's water.
And helping me to redraw some plans. Because Renee drew plans and knows
Smell like
nothing about
lime.
things.
All
So
radiating off of you. Gross.
what does
What's the question?
Oh, no,
what
it's
does he do
stainless
to get
stuff.
on your nerves the most?
Oh,
But I don't know which
TJ?
he. I didn't know which
Down.
he. I way too young
Go
to be a
lay down.
granny. Well, that's what happens when you have babies young and you have babies Older. I've had babies at 21 and I've had babies at 40. I've got 6 kids and there's 19 years between them. So
Sam, go lay down.
You stinky, baby.
we moved from Florida out here.
This is why we don't eat skunks.
So
Sam.
just, what are we, 2 weeks and like 4 days? 2 weeks and like 4 days we've been here.
Yep.
Renee, can I have
Something
that
like that.
bottle next to you, please?
This one?
Thank you. That's the one.
And what does T do to annoy me the most?
Fart.
Mom does
Probably
that.
farts.
Say oofda. Lived in Claremont. Yeah, we've lived all over Central Florida. I grew up in Lake Mary, then we moved out by Disney, Windermere area, and then we've been over on the coast a bunch. So my husband and I, Forrest, he's way over there, we lived in Florida for most of our lives. It's Faux Daddy. I'm sorry, you guys know him as Faux Daddy on the channel.
Miss Faux.
He is, our channel is Stumps, Roots, and Shoots.
Like SHOOT or
Like
CHUTE?
What? Oh, stumps, like a tree stump.
Yeah, it's like talking about a
We
tree.
have forest stumps, so you have stumps, roots, like a root in the ground, and like a shoot coming out of a Jesse tree.
New growth.
New growth, yeah.
Okay.
New growth, we
You
have
only
new
see
growth.
My hair.
Yeah. And
My
teacher
left
talks a lot.
leg.
Stumps, roots. Oh, look, Faux Daddy put it
Yeah.
on there. Look at that.
Yeah. Bear talks a lot. So
So that annoys you?
Yes.
sometimes, I mean,
Job.
it's like I hear you
You're
do
an
the
introvert.
video, and then I have to hear you watch yourself
Yeah,
doing
that's
the
kind of
video,
annoying.
and then, you know,
You gotta double check.
like
the
you're a
content,
natural
y'all
born
won't
talker.
understand.
So
No, I'm not a natural born
well,
talker.
I mean,
I'm not
since
3
we've got-
people.
yeah, mom's lap can't handle 3.
What
Well,
are you eating?
No, I wasn't
like,
until I met her.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
like
What is it?
the voice
That's
of Bear
go show
gets
Daddy what you got.
That's real
a little
nice.
overpowering
nice, babe.
sometimes.
No, this is my lap.
but he's a big
my
personality. He has
Yeah.
a big personality.
No, go.
I see you trying to dial it back.
I
Renee.
love you and I
fine.
love everything that you do. It's just it's overpowering sometimes to hear Bear 24/7.
Well, and today at the office we had Bear and Faux Daddy and
Rod.
Yankee.
Yeah,
Hey, Badger. Forrest Gump would rock
and
would rock
podcast
miles
going.
across
So yeah, it's just noisy sometimes.
and some metal.
Our house is always noisy. We live with Aspen.
We're excited. We're gonna have a new place. The guys can have there be a guy's
Right.
place and a girl's place.
We'll have to
Did
do
you bring
like
my
a
sugar scrub?
nope.
Of course you didn't. I remember.
Your dad thinks it's a candle.
It looks like a damn
He
candle.
almost drank it.
Don't drink it.
Well, then I rubbed it on like my butt cheeks. So
I don't miss the Florida humidity. Yeah, it's been kind of humid here though. It's been. We feel like it's hotter here than it was in Florida, only because we're outside here. Whereas in Florida, you just don't go outside in June
Unless you want to die.
unless you want to die. Yes, you just know. And we had the breeze because we were near the coast. And here, when we go outside, we're like, okay, between 11 and 3 or 11 and 4, it's just too hot.
Stay down, Sam.
go lay down.
Go. Be gone.
I don't know life without humidity. Yeah, this is my first time living any place else that's not Florida since I was like 5.
Yeah, she wants
So.
to catch the Sallies.
Okay, we'll let Bear come back.
No.
Okay.
Does
thank you.
Bear drink his whiskey neat? See, there's a Bear question.
That's so kind of you.
What does that
Thank
even
you.
mean?
Let me get over here and just run my mouth, you know, with my giant personality.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Gotta work again.
Yeah.
You do.
You have a big personality.
You have 90,000 people that like your personality.
Well, no, we have 94,000 people that need
Wait,
an
what? We're in
MRI.
the 90s now? Last time I
We're in the
checked,
90s.
still in the 80s.
It's the beard bro. Thanks, Jesse James.
Nah, you're like a month behind the curve.
Go lay down.
I actually checked like
I know.
2 days ago.
You haven't done it to me.
Goodness. Old Forester. I've had plenty of Old Forester. Thank you. Are the No, they're not backed up, Rhino
got
Tech.
lights.
We are so on the bye, honey. Thanks for leaving
Yeah,
us in
we
the
can't
dark.
see now.
Yeah, geez, what are you doing? Yes, Aspen is out here. Yeah, that's terrible, Mom. The stated fulfillment time at the website. Aspen, chill. The stated fulfillment time at the website is 3 to 5 weeks, and we are within that 3 to 5 weeks. Shalom, be oily. I'm Ryan Mendivil.
Cool.
Cool. I'm Bear.
I think it's supposed to be like me remembering his. I think I remember Mendivil for a raffle ticket if you ordered one. I'm pretty sure. I think that's why he said that.
Praise the Father. Have been hundreds of orders in
I don't
between
even
now
know
and
how
then.
I remember because it's been like
Writing may
thousands
affect
of
the shipping
orders.
times. Amen.
Yeah, I remember we used to get like we got like really shocked when we got 1,000 orders on the website, and I was like up in the 3,000s.
He's all squirrely. Like, he got sprayed last night. Yeah.
Is it raining? No.
Awesome. Goats and Hose has shipped. Awesome. Fabulous. Tremendous.
And more will be shipping tomorrow.
And more will be shipping tomorrow. You shipped, what, 67 orders today?
Yeah, if you ordered last week, your order will be shipping tomorrow.
The Goats and Hose t-shirts. If you ordered your Goats and Hose t-shirts last week, they'll be shipping tomorrow. God is great. He's freaking awesome. What?
She's a bug.
What?
We sold a stomp bag
When?
while you were talking.
Praise Yah.
Good job.
Whichever one of
for
you
you
crazy
guys.
people bought a stomp bag during the live stream, you're cool.
And a
Appreciate
trauma
you.
pack.
And a trauma pack.
How
Good job.
do you even make whiskey? Oh, I thought that said, how do you make whiskey from your parents? I was like, wait, what?
Yes, we have thought about beekeeping. We're not there yet, but we've thought about it, and we have a neighbor that has, what, 8 hives? I think it's 8 hives. So this is one of those things where it's kind of like stay in your lane, do what you do. We're not great, but we're pretty good at gardening.
You're allergic to bees?
We're decent at row crops, and we're decent at row crops. We're good at raising meat, so we do that. And then we trade for other things. So, where do y'all live? Arkla, Texahoma. Yeah, and I am allergic to bees, so I try not to be around bees, so the whole raising bees is kind of an issue. However, I'm me, so I really don't care. Like, I'm like, whatever. Yes, Ganache, is that you? Uncle Hobie says hi.
Hi.
Yeah, the neighbor's bees already finding our crops, so it's cool, right? It's like kind of like, yes, Badger, correct. I'm familiar. And when I say familiar, I'm aware that Corporal's Corner exists, but I don't spend, like, I've not watched. I know that name, but nothing comes to mind when I think about it. However, Dave Canterbury, I am a big fan of Dave Canterbury. What I love about Dave Canterbury is that, man, he lives it. And that's, obviously, we try to do that here. We live what we talk about. And Dave Canterbury, Pathfinder Survival, lives it. That guy is awesome. He's hardcore. And I think very highly of him. We've never met, we've never hung out, but based upon everything I've seen of him, I think very highly of him. So, that's cool, Magnesium. I don't study herbs as meds. My wife does that. Yeah, again, honey is awesome. I don't have to worry about it. Can I buy property by you guys? Can you? Yes. Am I going to tell you where I live? No. We have a whole protocol for meeting new people because, not exaggerating, I get 10 emails a day. They're like, Bear, I love you. I just want to be with you. God put you into my life. How do I move where you are? Everything, blah, 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 blah. And let me just be completely frank. If something good has happened to you because of me, yes, honey. Okay, but you have to sit still while I talk, okay? If something good has happened to you because of me, it had nothing to do with me. It had to do with the Most High. I'm not special. He is all-powerful and wonderful, okay?
And you should move because you feel compelled to, not just because he lives close.
That's a good answer. Also,
And right now, with all the crap going on, is the hottest raw land market that, like, our agent that we bought our house from, she's ever seen. And she's been in real estate for
20-some years.
yeah. So, like, Get out while the getting
Yeah,
good.
so 2 years ago when
But-
we were like, hey, you should move out to the country, you should have moved out to the country.
Right.
Now, that being said, again, back over here, we have a protocol for meeting new people, and it does not start with, I live here, you should move next to me. We have a protocol for meeting new people. Occasionally, and there is, hold on, let's, we put this hand like this, we get this hand like this, and then you lock right here like this, and then you wrap this up like this, and then you get them like that. And then if you really want to lock it, then you squeeze. Yeah, then you squeeze. That's how you do that right there. So again, for everybody playing along in the home game. No, here, hold on. Put this hand up like this, okay? You take this hand and you go under here like that. You come under here, and then right here like that. See that? You go right there. There you go. And then you get this back here. You get that like that. And then oh, you are the weirdest child ever. Don't do that. That's not a chokehold. That's just a modified hug.
He really loves Aspen.
I really love her. Listen, Your Honor, I was just giving that guy a modified hug. Stop that wheeze. Okay, so to repeat, don't come move here because I'm here, okay? Just, if your expectation is that you're gonna move here and I'm gonna fix your life,
And we're gonna be best friends.
we're gonna have issues because I don't fix people's lives. To the extent that anything gets fixed, it's because the Father's badass, not because of me, okay? Stop resisting, amen. Occasionally, the Father puts people at our doorstep unequivocally. It's like, oh, clearly you are supposed to be here. Exactly. However, it's not the type of thing where we roll the dice and hope for the best. I have come to the conclusion that if the Most High wants you here, he will bring you here. Oklahoma's a big state, and you can move anywhere around here. This background noise is driving me crazy. Sit in a chair. Do push-ups. Well, AVT, you're allowed to be on the way. You have permission. But we have had the occasional bad actor show up at our front gate. And then that gets really weird. It gets really weird because I'm like, you don't need to be here, and if you take 10 steps inside of this gate, I'm gonna fill you full of holes. So GTFO. Well, I'm not saying, I was just saying, I'm saying leave, and I mean now, or we're gonna have an issue. Do you understand? Toddler? This toddler needs to be policed a little bit harder than she's being policed. Hey, pick it up. You're about to get in trouble on live television. So, we've had the weirdos. We get the weirdos. It's one of the things where people are like, Bear, you should do a meet and greet. Why? Why? I don't know, and I mean this with all due respect. I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all, but I am not special. Do not put me on a pedestal. If any good thing has come to you because of me, you point that praise in the direction of the Father. Period, the end. You point that praise in the direction of the Father, because if there's anything good that comes out of this, it's because he's awesome, not because I'm awesome. Okay? What's going on over there?
She's getting
She's getting attacked.
So, now that being said, AVT, I'm in. Dudley, I'm in. Faux Daddy, I'm in. But
he's nowhere to be found. We don't know where he is.
I'd never. Who's Faux Daddy?
You just said his name.
I don't know.
Arms feel like jelly.
Stay survived, right? It's like we're like desperate teenagers before prom. I love you, and I just want to be with you. You don't understand how much you mean to me.
Please just give me a chance. I promise.
Where's the bonfire? Not here.
My arms. I'm a jellyfish now.
You're a jellyfish?
Softball practice.
You're not a jellyfish. Jellyfish don't have spines. That's the barrier
know?
to
I
entry for being in the jellyfish club. You have to not have a spine like me and Uncle Rod.
Really? Do a back bend.
I can't.
Have one,
I don't have a
it's just
spine.
Broken. It's just deformed. It's mangled.
Amen, Gary. Where did we just break up? Listen, Spartan son, it's not you, it's me. And by it's me, I mean it's probably you. So I want to be sorry, but I really...
If someone ever
really
says it's
can't.
not you, it's me in a breakup, they just don't want to hurt your feelings. It really is you.
It's so me.
I picked up.
Good job. Now can you take your socks inside that you left on the porch and put them in
I'm
the little
digging
basket?
in swamp to survive.
I can do all the
I have to move to Illinois. I'm worried. Not all of Illinois is bad.
Yeah,
He
we
just
got
needs some
good people in
space.
Illinois.
A1P, shalom, brother. Yeah, we do have some good people in Illinois. We really do.
We should go
And
see
we're not
them
gonna
again.
OPSEC them, but yeah, we have some really good
We should go
people in
see them
Illinois.
again. That was fun.
Yep.
Favorite scripture.
What is your
Don't even
favorite
get him
scripture?
started. $5. Thank you.
Buy a
Bless
bookmark.
you.
Bless you, Stay Frosty. Would be awesome to live near and work and hear Yankee, but the Lord doesn't send me to Oklahoma. It ain't happening. Stay frosty, amen, man. What are my favorite? Some of my favorite scriptures. I love Revelation 19:11 through the end of the chapter because it gives you a real picture of what Yeshua, what Jesus looks like when he comes back. I love 1 Peter 2:21 because it outlines what we are supposed to do if we're called to belief in Messiah, that we're supposed to walk in his steps, that in him there is no sin and no deceit, no lies were in his mouth, and that we were dead to our lawlessness, but now we might live unto righteousness because he suffered on the stake for us. I love that verse. Obviously Deuteronomy 6:4, Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, arfing. Hebrews 8:6 through 13. Phenomenal. That's the renewed covenant for sure. Genesis 32:22. The definition of Israel. Israel is he who has striven with Elohim, has overcome with Elohim, and who is ruling with Elohim. And I was just talking on Men's Group Monday last night that I just feel like I'm just kind of starting to step into this rulership, this headship, stewardship, leadership role as far as ruling when it comes to Israel being the Father's chosen people. 1 John 3:4, sin is lawlessness for sure. Acts 24:14, I believe firmly in the Torah and the prophets, having full expectation of the resurrection of the righteous and the unrighteous, and in this I hold myself blameless in the eyes of men and Elohim always, says Shaul of Tarsus, Paul, the Apostle Paul. I love it. I love my scriptures, man. I love it. And people like to give me guff because I read out of the scriptures without realizing that I have like 13 different copies. How many Bibles do we have around?
we have like 15 different ones. Like we have
All
the
the-
King James. We have like an all Jewish Bible, and then there's some other ones. We have like a whole shelf on the bookshelf for 'em.
And then there's some other ones.
Those are the only ones I remember.
We read
Probably something called the Guide to Jesus or something.
we read the Bible regularly, right? In our house. That sounds like a wheeze.
Yeah, with phone.
Who's needing some Bannon? Bobby Ray Victory, no, I have not.
Okay, we have to watch, and then when it stops, we need
I don't know. So we do have at the store to benefit Grindstone, we have these bookmarks. They're what, $3 for 5?
No, it's $5.
$5 for 5, and they benefit Grindstone. And what they are is on the back of it, there's like 10 verses that are my favorite verses. in the Bible. And kind of the top of my head, it was funny. My wife came to me, and Puka actually was like, "Hey, we need a bookmark for Grindstone." And so Harmony comes to me and she said, "Hey, give me some verses." I said, "How many?" She goes, "I don't know, maybe 5, maybe 10." And I was like, she's like, "Hold on, stop. Let me start writing." I am blessed with I have really good retention when I read. You have really good retention when you read.
I read like.
And we read voraciously. Yeah. Good night, Todd.
Night, y'all.
She's not my mom, Todd. Sorry. Terminator 2. Dirt bike scene. I don't know. What is up from Louisiana, James?
There's a lot of Louisiana people.
73s, Lake Rat Shalom. Bless you, brother. Book of Joshua. I love the Book of Joshua. Do you have an Orthodox study Bible? I think so.
We do.
Where do I get the Waking the Giant shirt? Okay, so you go to sanctifiedsupplyco.com. You should send please and thank you. Obviously, we're no longer on the clock. It's been like, what, 14 hours since the day started?
She's working.
Right now you're working?
Is.
Yeah.
She's still working.
Are you using the Wi-Fi to be working right now?
What do you want me to message?
If you weren't like absolutely essential, I would fire your ass.
The Sabbath. I can work whenever I want.
Yeah, okay, fine, whatever. You should reach out to Lucia and see how many more shirts we got to sell. Please and thanks.
I love Sanctified Supply Co.
I love Sanctified Supply
They
Co.
have really good quality shirts.
They do.
I'm not wearing it right now.
So
but I got some
Sanctified
good ones.
Supply Co. is where you get these shirts from. Waking the Giant right here. You can use promo code USA for $5 off, or you can use promo code BEAR for 10% off your order.
Can you use them both?
And I don't know. And I was just going to say, both of those are good values. But if you got a $20 bill, please understand that they're a very young couple that are trying to launch out of Oregon into Missouri. And the way that they're doing that is by taking advantage of capitalism, by providing a good product at an equitable price. And so the promo codes are cool. But if you have a $20 bill, it'd be great if you spend a $20 bill, because literally they're trying to sell 500 t-shirts so that they can.
They're sold out of Waking the Giant.
They're sold out of Waking the Giant.
I don't know if that means
Really
they
good
have
shirts.
500.
Okay.
And the little words on them, they don't peel off or anything. And the quality of the shirt is really soft. And the colors, it looks exactly like the pictures.
If you can't get a Waking the Giant shirt, you should get a Stay Humble and Kind shirt. I have 3 of them. You have 1.
I have 2.
You have 2.
I have a medium and a small.
Okay.
And then I have 2 of the love shirts that has a little bee on them.
The Bee Love. So that's 7 shirts in our family.
And then Harlan has 1.
That's 8. Mom has 2.
Oh,
So
I
that's
have 3.
10.
I have
Okay,
1,
11.
I have a maroon.
The Stumps have 6 of them. That's 17. So, and like
Oh, and I have the grit. What's it say?
Grace, Grit, and Gratitude.
Yeah.
Harmony's got that one too.
Beanies.
So we're probably pushing 20,
115 to goal.
115 to the goal. That's your thumb with a
Oh,
bump on
Lord.
it. I don't know, probably a bug bite. So they need another 115. So that's 230 or $2,300 is what they're short. That's awesome.
that?
So 115 to goal. Sanctified Supply Co. is freaking awesome, man. Just got a question though. Got a question. Just got over 250 from a yard sale. Armor or IFAC? I have neither. So here's my answer, honest answer to that. Are y'all going hunting?
No, they're going to kill a coyote this morning.
Look at these. Look, they're going coyote hunting.
Ow.
Weapons, lights, and the whole 9. I love my wife.
Guys, look.
I love
I
my
got
brother.
a blister from batting today, right there.
So
Oh, that's really close.
welcome to country life. They're literally going to go hunt coyotes right now because our dog Sam is alerting in the back field. Bless you all, Jerry at Sanctified Supply Co.
They're very close.
Yeah, Jerry and Lucia are freaking awesome, and
does
Bear
the one
Nation,
go?
y'all are awesome.
She said
So
she's been listening. Jerry's on.
Oh no, poor kids subjecting themselves to them. Pressing teas right now. Okay, so let's get back to IFAC versus plate carrier or armor. So here's the deal: you need an IFAC regardless of whether or not you have armor. For like my chest rigs, I still have an IFAC on them. For my that was an AR.
Yeah, Ron has his.
For my armor, I have an IFAC. For my war belt, I have an IFAC. Shots fired, shots fired. Y'all good? I don't know, maybe they shot Sam. He's not barking anymore. So, shot placement matters. So I would say IFAC before armor because you need it regardless of whether or not you're running armor. I have one on my war belt, I have one on my chest rig, I have one on plate carriers, so forth and so on. Coyote down. Amen, Oki. That's different than that. What was that Coyote movie where the chicks danced on the bar?
Coyote Ugly.
Coyote Ugly? Yeah. Do they? What was that? I can't say it. It'd be considered racist now. What was her name? Tara? Tanya? Yeah. Anyway. So. Good night, overall living. Tyra Banks. There you go, Tyra Banks.
Just had it.
Yep. Yes, she was. She was like the lead star. One of. Tyra Banks. Proof that I'm not a racist. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm gonna say. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, IFAC over armor because you if you're gonna carry a weapon, coyote aside, if you're gonna carry a weapon, you're gonna make holes. You need a way to plug holes. Okay. So, is that peanut butter whiskey? It may or may not be, sir. No, I haven't gotten a haircut yet today. My life's a little busy, and it hasn't happened yet. What?
She may have shot the coyote. She's busy.
Somebody shot something. Michael, I didn't see why we're offended, so. Anyway. The whiskey is called Screwball. Yeah, on the list for show. Although, I don't know, I haven't seen her in a decade, so I really don't know anymore. Renee, could you please Google if Tyra is still hot? I need to know.
Yeah, this break, you're
Oh, we need a debrief here.
What's going on?
possum.
Possum?
It's dead. Shot it in the mouth, blew out its butthole.
So please come tell the people. We need to know. Is that what Sam was talking about?
Yeah. Not so
No,
hot.
not anymore. Tyra lost it, peeps.
She's 46.
What was that barking about?
That was fun.
So what'd you do?
Came up, saw Sam barking.
Are you still hot?
Unsafe.
Okay. Good job, Sam.
Sam was barking pretty aggressively. Reacted to where he was. Found his location.
Badger, you're still
Shine
hot.
the light. Shine the light. Saw a set of eyes. ID'd that it was a possum, which is a bad thing for the chickens. Got Sam out of the way. Once Sam cleared the direction of fire, and I deemed the area to be safe, Harmony gave me the okay and pulled the trigger. It had its mouth open, and I just
Smoked him.
Yeah, he just got smoked. Like, that was a soft tip. 5.56.
Made a mess.
And yeah, the back end of that possum's looking a little rough, and I think I caught it right in the mouth.
Looks like somebody punched a hole through it. Rod, were you fisting possums again? What have I told you about fisting possums?
Oops.
Just because we're in the country now.
I'm sorry, man. It's a bad habit. So chickens are safe.
Good
dogs
job.
Safe.
Good job.
Nobody got shot except for the bad guy,
It's a-
which was a possum. So
It's also AR 5.56. It's also amazing how prolific possums are. We've killed a lot of possums around here. Good job, honey.
clear.
Yeah.
Mom, what was that talking?
That was fun.
Good job.
I was really hoping for a yield.
That's the first blood you've drawn on the homestead.
Where's Sam?
Other than chickens.
Other than chickens. I mean, predator blood.
Yeah.
Good job.
Not today.
Yeah, because when
possum.
we murdered
Not
possums
today.
underneath the barn, you were in the shower.
Yep.
And you were all like, what? You're like, what do you mean we're killing things?
Yep.
He comes
Right
out
on.
of the shower.
He was in the ivy vines.
Okay.
On the pine tree side of the drive.
Cool.
Over there.
Cool.
Like, you can't miss him. So
Cool.
I didn't miss him.
Mom, look.
I killed one the other day at the range with the Glock because it was the middle of the day and he was out.
That's what was stinking bad.
Yeah.
I was wondering why the range smelled like death.
And I shot one before I shot the two underneath the barn.
Move out of the way.
One morning, I'm walking around and I hear this scratching noise in the dumpster, which is empty.
Yeah.
And there's a possum in the dumpster. There's no trash in the dumpster.
Yeah.
They had just emptied it the day before, but there's a possum in there. So poor guy, I took a 22 and I just put it down inside there and pressed it against the side of his head and squeezed the trigger. And it was essentially silenced. It was just a and
Yeah, it's big.
pink possum mist. Yeah, good times.
So, I was within a range of, I was within 20 yards. Like, I was probably closer to 15 yards.
Uh-huh.
What's awesome about this ACSS reticule that I have is that it compensates for that. And I basically just put it, because of how close I was, I basically put my like, there's the chevron, then there's the horseshoe of death around the chevron.
Uh-huh.
But underneath the bottom of the crotch of the chevron, like at its widest point, but centered, is your 300-yard mark. And just below where that 300-yard mark ends is your 400 yards. And being that close, I was going to hit a little low with the tip. So
because mechanical height overbore.
Yeah, so I went and I was halfway in between my 300 and my 400 yard drop compensation, and I mean I think I caught him in the mouth.
Did he
with his
make
mouth
the
open.
possum face at you? Did he go like that?
He was kind of like that with Sam, and then Sam cleared, and I was like, "You're dead."
Uh-huh.
And he's dead. It was
Sam
quick.
is pretty good at finding things to shoot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good job, Sam.
But he did good this time.
Good.
Like, I was like, Sam, come. And
But yeah, so
got
that
out
just
of
happened.
the-
That was fun. That was just a 55 grain 223 soft tip. That's all that was.
And,
Don't fall. I'm gonna start calling you fallist.
Yeah, they're not hollow points, man. They're soft tip,
Soft tip.
and they're a little they don't have a consistency with the tip. It's slightly rounded. And what I did is I took a flat file, and I just lightly scraped the very top to kind of give it a flatter edge. And that definitely improves ballistics on that thing. So
He's learning.
but yeah,
That's good.
that was quick.
So the soft point, it's like rather than an FMJ where the copper comes all the way to the point of the round,
No.
it's back from there. So
It's
there's
like the top eighth of an inch.
yeah, the top eighth of an inch of lead is
Maybe
exposed.
a little less than that.
Well, for you, it's about an eighth.
Yeah.
But for like the flat tips that I have, it's about a 16th. And what you did was you took a file and filed that point down to a flat spot.
Dude, lead is so soft, it's just
Yeah.
done. Like,
And-
you don't need to do anymore.
And what that does is it essentially, it's not like a jacketed hollow point, but it drives that soft lead back into the copper so that the copper, rather than being like this, is like this. And when that lead hits, it forces the copper open and causes it to mushroom out. And for the burial, thanks, Ken.
Thanks, man.
Bless you. RJ, we have Rod, I don't believe has shot anything with the 50 grain AMAX polymer tip, but I have near Rod.
I witnessed it.
He's seen me shoot two things with it and lights
Oh,
out.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Like that, man. Just and I think they're either 168s or 175s in 308 that I have that have the same round in them.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Forget it. forget about it, man.
Yeah.
The best channel, Scott, tremendous. We're gonna build this wall out of Scott's comments, and they'll be paid for not by the American taxpayer, but out of Scott's wallet particularly, and Mexican beer, which it did not cause this virus, but it might have caused this virus, which I'm pretty sure came from a pangolin, which is like a penguin that's lonely from China. Good job, Scott. The best.
That's the second thing I've shot while you were doing a live stream. Off camera.
Well,
It's like,
this
you'll
is
hear
actually
it.
this is actually a good talking point because like you didn't like necessarily live like in the suburbs.
No.
But I don't think you lived as rural as we are right now. right?
Not as, I'll put it to you this way.
Not
it
as
takes
booney-ish.
It took me a little bit longer to get to town
Okay.
where I lived. Distance-wise and time-wise because of just the terrain and the roads.
Right.
But the thing is that it took me less time to get to a higher density area
population.
of population.
Right.
So that's where the major difference was, and that was like, you know, you get to a town and it's basic necessity shopping. It's not like an outlet mall or anything like that. Like that's where I was, where it was like, oh, in a half an hour I'm in tourist town.
Babylon.
Yeah, like I don't want to be in a resort area. If you guys are close to a resort area, GTFO. I'm telling you, man.
Have you found like we kill a lot of things?
Yeah.
Like regularly. And that's why when I say I hope that y'all never press a trigger in anger, because without trying to sound like tactical badasses, we press triggers all the time.
Yeah.
All the other night.
Notice how it was only one bang you heard.
Well, as soon as the sun went down the other night on Shabbat, I was like, that's it. I'm killing these roosters. I just had enough. They were disturbing my shalom. Pop, 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 pop. Shot 4 roosters and was butchered them as people were. It was 5.
It was 5. We found a 5th one.
Yeah,
Shut up,
but it was
Forrest.
like half
Shut up,
decayed.
Forrest.
Yeah, it was pretty
But anyway, like we kill things all the time.
They ended up in the freezer, chillax.
Well, in my colon too. So
Yeah, they were pretty delicious.
yeah. But I think that's something that a lot of people who come out of Her My People don't quite realize. It's like these guns are
They're
very
tools, man.
They're very utilitarian. They're tools. Like it's like I want to have the super ultra high speed tactical AR-15. It's like really what I want is I want to be able to at night identify my target, put that reticle or that dot or whatever on that target. Bear, what do I need? How do I set up an AR? Identify the target, be able to accurately aim that rifle so you can get on target, have a good grip on it, be able to execute that shot, and then if you have to go like this, you can drop the gun and it doesn't fall to the ground. So it's the same thing like we said before. Some way to aim, some kind of forward grip, a weapons light, and a sling. That's how you set up an AR.
Yeah.
And it's not to be tactical, it's because sometimes you got to shoot a possum in the face so it doesn't eat your chickens. And by sometimes, I mean like a couple times a week.
Like before I saw the eyes,
Right?
and I was looking
Raw.
I was looking at it,
Right,
and
yeah.
I couldn't quite tell what it was.
Indeed.
And awesome about LVPOs, I was
Right.
like, oh, 1X isn't good enough. Let's crank this up to 4. Oh, that's a
Right.
possum.
Right.
You know, because with the washout, like I was getting washout from its eyes back into my
Right.
reticule,
Right.
and the the foliage and just the natural coloring of the animal made it a little hard to see in an instant. Good thing I had the light, because without the light, I would not have seen it.
Right?
I wouldn't have seen it. I barely would have been able to see where Sam was.
Right.
I wouldn't have been able to get a positive ID on my target.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Indeed.
Harmony was behind me, maybe 15 yards, 20 yards?
Right there, yeah.
Yeah, and like me being able to shine my light on that allowed her to be able to identify where I was looking, and it just
Get the
it
dog
makes
back.
get the dog out of the way. Weapon was on safe while the dog was in front of me, and once Sam cleared the way and Harmony said, "You're good," flip
Send it.
off.
Yep.
It's done. You know what I mean? That thing, like,
Crumpled.
I'm surprised how that round with just a small target like that, the effects that it had, because you'll see it and it's like, oh, that's what that did. Like, it was a little more intense to look at than I think most people would think. Let's just say that an emergency trauma dressing
Would not have
would
handled
not
the
have
situation.
handled that.
Yep.
That big abdominal pad in the stomp bag probably would have been better suited.
Just shove it up the hole and tape it
just put
closed
it back
again.
in. Just put it back in. What do I do? What do I do? Like, you know. So, but it was quick. It didn't suffer, and our chickens are safe, and that's all that matters. So. And
Right.
Because
if anybody's gonna kill our chickens, it's us.
Yeah.
It's us. We eat our chickens.
Yeah. Victory wings.
Victory wings. That's right.
So, it's all good.
Michael Falk. I don't know how to do German accents. I don't know what you're talking about. Can't quit watching. I was gonna play drums. Go play drums, brother. Life is short, man.
Cat, don't do that.
Would you be on with a reality show? I have been approached 3 times about being on a reality show.
Oh man.
Once as a participant, once as an instructor, and once as, can we record your life and make a movie, make a show out of it? And all 3 times I was like, no. Because I already do that. So, Chris Hildebrunner, shalom. You ever have owls get in your chicken cages? No, haven't. Can you shout out to my son, Al V, or Al the Fifth? Good night, Al the Fifth, or Al V, or Aiva. I think it's Aiva. What do you think? Good night, Al. Do the things, Nathan.
Do the things.
I'm not doing it.
Shoot possums.
I'm not doing it. What is your favorite whiskey? Blanton's. How do you know whether to grab the plate carrier or the chest rig? Michael, that's a great question. For me, what's the mission profile? If you had to choose another country to live in, where would you go? Munich. Let's go. Oktoberfest, please.
I don't know, man. That Mongolian metal's pretty awesome.
You. I think that's their name, just YU. I like how the lyrics in that song are about how they're earmuffs, everybody. The pussies in their country have disgraced their ancestors.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's awesome.
It's great. The whole thing is just like
subtitles required, but
Yeah.
it's got a rhythm to it, man. You're just like, yeah.
I
this is
actually not this morning. A couple of days ago at the office, it popped up on YouTube as suggested, and so I played the first half
Did
of
you
it on
play
drums.
drums to it? That's
I did,
awesome.
but it's so like
they don't have drums.
Yeah, it's so like groovy though. It's got like a backbeat almost to it, and so playing it like to your typical metal, like it has this backbeat to it where you're almost like, yeah, you have to almost play it like almost like punk rock or like it's almost like swing because it has this like jazz backbeat to it, even though it's distorted Mongolian metal.
And they're not using like American guitars or anything like that. Like
No.
It's like old Mongolian instruments. Like it's all Oriental.
Yeah,
and-
the Who, H-U.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go, the Who.
Yep. So, but yeah, they're awesome. Like that song is legit. Like when you're a foreign band that doesn't speak English and you're getting top hits in the United States, you're doing good.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you got something going on, which
What-
is awesome. Good for them, man.
What in the world were we talking about before
Shooting
that?
possums?
No, in between possums and the Who.
Like
The
drums?
Who. Drums? Yeah. Dirty words.
Earmuffs? Which
Earmuffs.
those I need to
Whiskey.
replace those because those things are
They
starting.
didn't work.
They're crackling. And
Really?
And it took like a solid 15 to 20 seconds before the sound came back.
Hey, Bear, you should open up the $100 tier on Patreon. Man, I would, but here's the thing. There's only so many hours in the day, man. There is. And it probably doesn't seem like much to y'all, but I spend 2.5 days a week talking on the phone. And I love y'all. But 2.5 days a week is quite a bit. Chest rig versus plate carrier. There you go.
That's right.
Thank you, Iago. Iago Savatarione. Iago. So, based upon the mission profile, so what you want to do is you look at how many of the bullets are to be flyings, and if many bullets are to be flyings in your general direction, what you do is you take a plate carrier and you put a level 4 plate in plate carrier and you put on body so rounds not go in vital organs. But if you expect that there not be many rounds for go in your organs, then what you are to do is you put on chest rig, and on chest rig you carry, say, knife and blowout kit and 6 mags or so, and maybe a navigation and some water and handful other things. But generally speaking, that if not many rounds come into your body, then you are for wear chest rig. But if many rounds are for go into your body, because of mission profile say that, hey, many bad guys are to be shooting at me, then you say, okay, so I put on the armor plates. And if you put on the armor plates and people are shooting at you, then you're probably very slow and you might also be for dead. And if you be for dead, then the armor doesn't really matters anyway. And so that's what we are for calling firepower versus mobility. And mobility is something that most people, when they weigh maybe 400 pounds, don't really care about. But if you can run, then you should run and not get shot in the face or the chest. So how do you know how to plate carrier or no plate carrier? If you expect that that bullets are for go in your kidneys, then you wear plate carrier. If you expect that no bullets for kidneys, then you wear the chest rig. Okay? Okay.
Yeah. If you're like super outside, like military regs, like walking from your front door to your car is strenuous, you probably shouldn't be putting yourself in situations that require a plate carrier or a chest rig to begin with. Just a thought. So
don't tempt him.
What? Roger. I'm resisting the urge.
Don't
do it.
Use punctuation. It's not good.
So, you know, when you're trying to talk to the people, sometimes you just have to walk on out of here. Oh! Because I'm not Christopher Walken. I'll see y'all later. Bye.
It's 10 o'clock. Past 10 o'clock. Put me to bed. It's so late I have a cat on me. It needs all the cowbell. Holy cow. 2 hours, 40 minutes. It's almost midnight in the colonies. Roger. Adios. Actually, you know, I've seen the band Ginger. I've seen the band Ginger. Bobby Ray, there are places to make prayer requests. I'll tell you this. I don't really enjoy praying with alcohol in my system, so I won't be doing that here. But what are you doing? Like this? What? Huh? Love y'all back. I'll see y'all in the morning.
Let's do something else to run. I don't want to.
Bless y'all. See y'all in the morning for the brief. Shalom.